Marty Law presents
Marvel vs. DC, motherfuckers! Mary Jane vs. Lois Lane, motherfuckers! Iron Man vs. Bruce Wayne, motherfuckers! Man, they got more movies than motherfuckers!
It's the Marvel vs. DC podcast.
Motherfucker.
Hello and welcome to the Marvel vs. DC podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Smith. Hold on one moment. Please remember to follow us on Instagram and all that other shit that we, I think, have online. We're probably going to have a Twitter page at some point. We'll get in touch with Holly. Yeah, I know. Do people still go on Twitter? Is that a thing?
It's a thing.
Is it just for like famous people though? Or will we actually get some traction?
We'll be famous on this.
We will, yes, we will be famous.
Let's sell out,
Just
guys.
like Kid Rock. 'Cause many years.
We get more followers
greatness.
than Kid Rock.
100 years, Kid
Fucking
Rock.
suck it, Kid
All
Rock.
right. I would like to, I suppose at this point I should welcome all the new and old voices who are on the show tonight. The one and only Raging Cajun, makes more notes than anyone I've ever seen in my life. Natalie Round, how you doing?
I think it's
I mean, she brings,
I like that,
you
pretty
bring the
good.
pain. I gotta give you something. Right, are you happy to be here?
Yeah, I am
Oh, cool.
super prepped. Let's go.
Swag. All right. In that case, let's go next to. Oh, he's a one and only. He's the wild card. He's been called such things as the Bill O'Reilly of the Marvel vs. DC podcast,
That's
the
me.
interrupter extraordinaire.
Coitus interrupted.
No, not the coitus.
I've never interrupted anyone's coitus.
Indeed, you have. He is the one and only Jack Robson. How you doing there, Jacobeam?
Who am I? Who?
You good?
What?
Oh my god.
You already disrupted my show.
What's... Am I still here?
Indeed you are, sir. You've been coerced into another episode, and well done. I can't wait till you host in a couple of weeks. It's going to be extraordinary. Everyone's in the, you know, in the...
It's an invasion, it's not a hosting.
It is
I would
indeed.
just like to say personally that I think letting him host is a terrible idea, and you'll all regret it when he's in a basement.
I think not. I think
filming it in
that
the
the fans like Jacobeam, they want to see him just terrorize us entirely for one night. And let the wrong... Yeah, that's true.
They're
Though.
going to be on it then.
Jack's
in a week.
mum, who still refuses to listen to the show because we talk about him being the model of a Hulk's cock, she's a fan.
Yeah,
But she,
my mum does listen.
yeah, she probably skips all the explicit deleted stuff.
No,
though.
she doesn't.
Doesn't she? Nah, fuck that shit. We want to ruin people's lives here. Game of Thrones, Jamie's not got a cock or something anymore. Yeah, spoiler. Did that happen?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
No.
All right. Anyway, we'll come up with a real
Jamae.
one. And
It's
also,
pronounced Jamae.
introducing to the show for the first ever time, welcome, Alisdair. How you doing, sir? What's your full name? Alisdair what?
Alisdair really weak second. Earl of
Ooh,
Windsboro.
shit, man.
Mary.
He's not
I
just a
don't know,
classy
I don't
man
know.
aesthetically. He's a classy man with a classy name.
Yeah, I know. I thought it would be a film again. I literally came in my sort of gayest sailor outfit today. I was
Nice.
kind of
You were on a
disappointed.
boat,
Can
though.
you
I
describe
was
it
on
for
a
the
boat.
listeners?
Yeah, as an
I'm
excuse.
wearing a sort of red chinos rolled up to just below the knee and a sort of light and breezy, light blue sort of shirt. Everything billowing in the wind. You should see me on the stern. It's
Indeed.
brilliant. Seaman galore. Seaman galore.
Yeah, man. Yeah, realty crisis stuff right there. I like it.
I bring the ruckus. The realty
Indeed you-
ruckus.
Good man. Well, I mean, I'm glad to have you all here.
I'm
Seems like it's
glad
going
to
to
be
be a
here.
pretty damn good show.
I'm very glad to be
Alisdair,
here.
you are going up against two people who fought for a long time. Are you at all worried about them?
I didn't even know that there was a competitive element to it, so I think I'm probably
Ah,
at my
you-
depth.
you
And
done
most of
fucked
my
up.
answers are probably verging on the ironic. So, I don't know.
Good.
Maybe I can get a few points.
That's my
You use
shtick.
some irony.
Oh, shit.
I do irony.
Yeah, but I do.
I don't really
you?
know irony.
I do like
I
vocab.
thought you just
though.
did
Do you-
braggadociousness and
Yeah, I
interruptions.
just sort of run into it headstrong and hope for the best.
That's true, but it always does work out pretty well for you. I'll tell you that much.
No, it never does. It
No,
never
not
does.
really, but still. But we're glad to have you.
You win the moral victory, surely.
No.
Donald Trump, this bitch.
Yes, absolutely. As we know, Trump's tactics work, man. Just tell us you own a company of steaks. Tell us they're sick, even though they're not, and you probably win.
Yeah, man, just shout.
Just
Hill
shout.
Dog 2016.
Yeah.
Hill Dog
Fight
for the
me, bitch.
boys. Right, okay, let's move on to our first segment, if you're ready, ladies and gentlemen. It is Headlines from the Bugle and Planet.
Headlines from the Bugle and Planet.
Yeah, I mean, we've been off for about 2, so a lot of stuff broke, but I wanted to pick kind of the creme de la crop of all of it. So, first of all, let's go with something that caught my eye on BatmanNews.com, courtesy of Chris, whatever that guy's name is. Channing Tatum may be leaving Gambit for a DC Comics movie. Now, the reason why this came about is because if any of you heard that Rick what's his name? Rick Famuyiwa? Is that his name?
Is
He's
how
that
you
new
pronounce
director. I've got it up here. Let me get him down.
What's his name? John.
Oh, maybe we didn't use it as a
Is
question.
it John?
No, it's Rick Famuyiwa, something like that. He's now been
That's good.
picked as the
John.
director
We're
of,
sorry
of
if
The
that's
Flash.
not your
It may
name.
be wrong, but you know what we're talking about. Picked as the director for the new Flash movie since
Yeah.
Seth Graham-Smith walked.
What's he done?
Well, his latest film was Dope, which was pretty well received. Did
It
you
was
did you
dope.
see Dope?
Is that the one
No.
about the kid who gets attacked? He's like a middle class black kid
Yes,
kind of thing.
that's the
It
one.
looked good. I saw the trailer for it.
Well, it's
and
about,
it
like a
looked good.
kid. Like it's a very like kind of I don't know. It's a very like modern hipsterish twist on a kid living in like Compton. I think he's in Compton in the film.
You're
But yeah,
from
like a
Compton.
kid who lives in the hood, but he's like, you know, he considers himself a nerd and proud kind of thing, and he's
Yeah.
completely different to
I-
everyone else.
I
It's
kind
about
of-
his life in the hood.
I kind
and,
of lumped it in together with My Name Is Earl and The Dying Girl or whatever it is. They came out.
Oh
at the
yeah,
same time.
Miel and the
Miel
Dying
and
Girl.
the
Dying
Yeah,
Girl.
there's
My
similarities.
My name is
Dying
Earl.
Girl.
No, it was a
He's
good
got a
film.
crosser off his list.
It was one of those films that it was a good film, but then its third act it just kind of just disappeared into
petered out,
something
like,
different.
yeah.
It just became like this really social justice warrior slapstick thing, and I didn't like the ending as much, but the whole film is pretty good, and there's some surprising shit that you wouldn't see in like an average coming of age or hood like, you know, that kind of movie
Shithead
nowadays.
film, yeah.
But
Shithead
yeah,
film.
so he's been cast. He also he did a lot of stinkers back in the day. Like, I think he did Brown Sugar. He did a lot of those, you know, those quintessential black movies that came out in the 90s.
Blaxploitation
What do you mean
films?
black
No,
exploitation?
not
No.
blaxploitation. I just mean like, you know, when it like Montel Williams.
I'll
and
let
stuff.
let
And-
Nat say this one.
Yeah.
No, right, Nat, do you
It
remember,
won't look
like-
racist if I do it.
Like, do you remember like when I was a kid? Like my brothers, like we watched all of those movies. I
Oh,
think
you
just
mean
because
like-
they like.
Like Half Baked and Barbershop. and
Yeah,
all
like
those
Barbershop
ones.
and all that, like those quintessential like black films
Friday,
that were,
next Friday, Friday after
shit
next.
like that. Yeah, but
all
like
those
what
ones.
he did like the rom-com side of it. You know, when they started doing so many of those like just those like quintessentially black rom-coms.
Big Mama's House.
And they just got really bad easily, even though
Big
the
Mama's
concept
House
good.
was phenomenal.
Well,
Oh,
he,
and,
he
have
did
a
like
bad
Brown
word
Sugar.
salad.
He
Madia,
did.
Madia, that kind of thing.
Like
Is that
what?
you're talking- Like Madia.
What was Madia?
Madia's the one.
This is gonna be
Right,
like
this is
I
it,
don't
we're
know
gonna-
it, but it's gonna be some mad French film with like
No, I wish.
it says Finn at the end.
Madia. No, it was the guy who was in Gone Girl. The
Tyler-
black guy.
Tyler
Tyler
Perry.
Perry. Yeah, he's famous
Fuck
for
Tyler
Madia.
Perry.
Yeah,
Comes
I
straight
don't know.
from the
I'm
Gambit.
just
Good in Gone Girl,
You
though.
don't
Yeah,
have to
absolutely.
agree with him, you know,
Yeah.
Alisdair. You can fight him.
I will.
Oh, you can
do.
fight
Be
him
a
physically.
rapscallion, boy.
I'm a bit of a nerd.
Not afraid, you yacht owning fuck. But like the thing is, these movies were quintessentially every film was. They get 4 guys from like the Def Jam comedy scene, put them in a 12A movie, and just make
Hope
it
for the
about like
best.
a wedding or make it about a birthday. Like D.L. Hewley was in a bunch of them, and this guy did 4 pretty much shitty movies like that. Brown Sugar and there was one about like it was almost like a remake of Stand By Me, but with like just a whole black cast. It was like a group of guys. One of them was about to get married, and then like he thinks back on when they were younger and stuff. But it was an okay movie, like compared
Someone
to what
gets
was else
stabbed in the
amongst
throat
it.
in a McDonald's.
No,
That's,
But-
That's
Yeah,
my
that's
favourite
one
bit.
thing,
but-
and that's the one thing I wanted in Stand By Me. and
That's
they
my
didn't,
favourite
they
bit in
just
Stand By
talked
Me.
about it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're kind of dredging off to. Why do we do this so often? But
'Cause
anyway,
I'm
so
here.
We
he's
got
been
time to
because
film,
like what
right?
happened was when he was tapped for director, the reason someone figured it out a few days before was that basically they went on his Twitter and he just started following DC Comics, Jeff Johns, Ben Affleck, Zack Snyder, all of them, and someone pieced it together and was like, "This motherfucker's joining," and then he did. Now, this guy also, this Rick dude, he also followed Channing Tatum. And also, we know about the problems that have been going on the Gambit set, pushbacks, directors leaving, cast leaving. Leia Seydoux might not be in it anymore.
Was she
So-
gonna be in it? I love
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
She's
she was
great.
cast as the female lead.
Oh, that's a
And they were gonna get the
Has she
Planet of the
left?
Apes director guy. It was Rocks,
Female
but
Gambit.
But
blah,
yeah.
blah, 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 Matt something.
maybe no. Oh, is that his name? I know who you're talking about. You're
Is he
talking
a
about the guy who did
director?
Cloverfield,
That's
aren't you?
pouring through
Is it John
loads
Favreau?
of notes.
I have
John
But anyhow, but what I'm saying is that, like, so that
Surprise singer.
happened. That's where the scoop has come from. If this is the case, what do we think about Channing Tatum leaving Gambit for a DC Comics movie?
Oh my god,
Are we
I'm so
cheery
happy
about
it.
this, or
I'm
are
so
we
happy.
weary?
I'm so happy.
Cheery or weary, I like the way you put that.
That's the spectrum we
Well,
run
let
on.
me just consult my notes.
Indeed.
By the way, for
He's
the
put
people for the people listening, I'd like to say I am true to character, and my notes are written on the inside of a toilet roll.
Yes.
The toilet
It's
roll
true,
tube
we
that's
can
been
confirm
folded
that.
out.
I'm pretty sure there is paper in this room, but Jack thought, no, let's go bold.
No,
I
let's
just
go
took a
bold.
shit. I just did a shit.
It wasn't
let's
mine.
put some shit.
I
It wasn't
stole
your
this.
shit. Someone else did a
I
shit.
stole this.
You stole it.
Matt Reeves. His name's
Matt
Matt
Reeves.
Reeves.
Matt Reeves. Is that the guy who did Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, Dawn of the Planet.
Dawn of the
Okay,
Apes.
him.
Dawn of the-
So
okay.
he was going to be doing Gambit at first. Now he's left. It's been pushed back twice. Like, things are not running smoothly. And we've still not got no indication on when it's coming around and whether Channing Tatum's still interested, what the director status is. So, are we interested? Are we cheery or weary about Channing Tatum leaving that for a possible DCEU film?
Well,
What do we think?
was that studio problems? Why is that? What do you think? It's studio problems? Why everyone's sort of leaving, up and leaving?
It wasn't ever really clear in any of the articles that I read. It just
One of them seemed to mention like they were putting too much money into it, so they pulled it back
Yeah.
because Deadpool did so
I think
well. and
you
so
know,
much
attaching
less
someone
money.
like Channing Tatum and a director like that, obviously you want to throw money at the investment straight away. But now that Matt Reeves is gone and Channing Tatum's obviously a bit wonky on whether he's
Did
going
you
to
say
stay.
Leia Sadu's leaving as well, or she's?
I think yeah,
actually
like I saw an article that said that like there were complications on whether she was going to be staying. Now, obviously, like you know, who knows whether that's true? Like there could be a completely different story to this than what we know, and that maybe Channing Tatum actually will really want to stay. But I mean, I suppose the question is, do we want him in the MCU or the DCU? Where do we think he'd be a better fit?
I
Well,
think
then again, bear in mind this isn't the MCU. Actually, technically, it's the Fox.
See you.
Gambit's going to be under Fox with X-Men and, you know, Fan Four Stick.
as soon as
yeah.
they announced there was
So-
Gambit, like I was disappointed by it. Like it's just
Who
Yeah.
played
See you.
Gambit in the
Taylor
X-Men
Taylor
films? Taylor
Kitsch.
Kitsch.
Yeah.
DCU, DCU.
If it's between
Sort your
if
act
it's-
out, DC.
If it's between the Fox CU and the DCEU, I'd probably say DC.
That's you're picking a very shitty coin to flip here, aren't you?
But that's the
Yeah.
fucking coin we've got, lads. You know, they've given us the old
why
George
don't
Washington
we just
Carver.
why don't we know that 23 Jump Street's gonna be Men in Black?
It's gonna be a
24
fucking
Jump
mess.
Street could be a bigger mess and go in the fucking DC cinematic universe.
Are they doing another?
Yeah,
Jump
no, and
Street?
it's
I
team-
thought the
It's
whole-
called
you-
MIB
one minute, but
23.
The whole shtick at the end credits of 22
No,
Jump
yeah,
Street was
exactly.
that,
Do you
oh,
wanna
we're
know-
not going to do it. Well,
do you
are
not
they
know
actually doing it?
what they're doing?
Doing
do you not know?
They're doing a Men in
I'm
Black
pretty sure.
crossover.
No, they,
Oh my god, no!
they're doing
I
an
fucking
actual
haven't.
Men
I
in Black
haven't.
crossover.
MIB
That's gonna
23.
be-
That's what it's gonna be called.
I don't give a shit when it's
MIB
actually going to
23.
end out. That's
You
that's fucking
motherfuckers are
sick.
gonna fight aliens. Is Ice Cube gonna be the? Is he gonna be the big?
I
alien
do
guy?
not know,
He's
honestly.
gotta be.
There is no confirmation on whether Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are even coming back. Like, this
Oh.
could just be the hire Beavis and Butthead or something and just get a new
I'll
cast
do
in.
it.
What are they going to have
Like-
Rip Torn playing the
He's
fucking
fucking
boss
dead.
guy? Is he dead?
Yeah, Rip Torn died,
Oh,
man.
well, Rip sounds pretty much apt for that.
I
Rip
know,
Torn.
like,
Wow.
Well, he needed the money, but I
He
mean,
tore it
Fucking
up
hell,
too
mate.
much, and now he's ripping it in.
Alistair's
the
a
grave.
heavy kid.
You know
Yeah.
what? It's about to get a whole lot heavier, ladies and gentlemen.
hey, can we just say before we carry on, though, Rip Torn rocks.
Rip
Like,
Torn.
no
This-
diss-
if
no
you don't
diss
mind
to
me
Rip Torn.
interjecting here, it's this great story about how he was going to be in a Easy Rider, a Dennis Hopper film, which I'm
Really?
sure we're all familiar with.
Classic.
And he was
That got the
in
one
this
with the bikes?
house, and he was meant to meet up with. That was the one with the bikes. The one
Yeah,
with the
man.
bikes. The one with two bikes, I think.
And then they
No,
all,
it's the three bikes.
and then they all get
actually.
shot in that.
No, they all.
It's heavy, that,
They
innit?
get shot, and then they. Yeah, spoilers.
Spoiler
Okay,
alert.
spoiler. No, they don't
Came
get
out
shot.
like
They don't.
50
ladies and
years
gentlemen.
ago.
How did it end? What was the
You should have
twist?
seen it by now.
Oh, no,
But
I haven't
Rip
seen
Torn-
it.
Rip Torn, apparently.
Spoil
He
the
was
Italian
meant
job.
to be. Rip Torn was meant to be in the film, and Dennis Hopper came in to talk to him about it. But Dennis Hopper at that time was like a mad cokehead.
Yeah,
Just off
fucking
his
right.
head on like ale and everything.
Big time.
And he started coming in saying like, "Oh, it's like a fucking madhouse out there in Texas. People are just, like taking rockabilly people and like trying to cut their hair forcibly." And Rip Torn, who was a Texan native, like stood up and was like, "Oh, we're not all bad." And fucking, I kid you not, Dennis Hopper whipped out a steak knife and tried to fucking kill Rip Torn, or at least
What?
like
Cool.
fucking cut him up a little bit. Well, Rip Torn used to be a fucking military policeman. Just managed to get the knife off him and just fucking plant his face right in the table and told him to fuck
Whoa.
off. So if ever there was any reason to say R.I.P. Torn, Rip, R.I.P. Rip Torn, maybe
Rip
Torn.
Rip Torn. That's probably a good
Rip,
reason
rip.
because that guy was a badass
Wow.
from start to finish.
Fucking right.
It is
Man,
fucking
dropping
right.
knowledge. Well done, Alistair.
Thank you very
bringing
much.
bringing the stories.
I dropped out of film school for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
To come
I
on a
think-
podcast.
Come on a
From now on, whenever we have Alisdair on the show, we should have him have his own segment, just Alisdair's story time.
I would like my
Just
segment.
give us a Hollywood story.
I mean, my name's Alisdair Reid, so... Oh, well. yeah.
Alisdair Reid.
Alisdair Reid.
Oh,
My dad, actually, we used to be a
Shot
fucking...
a man.
it's $1 billion
librarian.
idea, yeah.
He used to be a fucking librarian, and his name is William Reid, and he'd always start his like talks with "I will read," and he's a fucking librarian.
Oh, that's...
How
What a
good's that?
nerd.
Very nice.
This is probably not
Nat,
going
don't
to
act
make it
like
to
you
the
don't
end,
wanna marry
the
him.
end cut here, but
No,
I'm
it
glad
will,
that the people
certainly.
in the room are listening. Anyway. It's
Yeah,
great.
but anyway, fucking
Right, can
Sorry,
I have
yeah,
your
that's
well
second?
done, sir. We'll keep that in mind. And the Rip Torn, I mean, I
Thank
agree.
you.
Like, I thought he was a badass just from his acting, but
Oh,
that
no,
is
in real
fucking
life.
cool. And
That wasn't
man,
acting. None of it was
let us
acting.
just refrain on like how fucking out of his mind Dennis Hopper was in the 70s and
He's
80s.
great. I mean,
He's
it's
great,
one of
but
those
he
kind of
was
things where you would
fucking
admire
crazy.
Charles Manson for being a crazy bastard. I admire Dennis Hopper for being just out his fucking head.
I read an article in Empire once where like Jack Nicholson was basically reeling off what his daily intake was.
It's like if
back
Jack
in the
Nicholson
80s.
is saying that you're
That was-
overdoing it.
Yes,
you've probably got a
exactly. And in the
problem.
Should we
article, like
really
Jack
talk
Nicholson
about
was
excess?
reminiscing over it, saying that he'd have like, what's it called? He'd have 2 grams of coke. He'd have a bottle of rum. Like 41 beers and
Are we talking about
he
Gambit
says
stuff?
like a bag of green or something. He just say, I didn't say how big a bag of green, but I bet it was fucking
You know,
big.
it was a
Yeah,
Man,
like
come
he
a-
was
down,
just
a dime bag.
constantly
Extreme.
around the clock, fucked up.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Gambit.
Sorry.
Gambit, yeah. What we
Sorry
saying?
about that.
What
The
did everyone
Gambit
else
guy?
think about Gambit?
Yeah, what do we think?
Fuck it. Fucking film's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was-
Cheery's leaving.
Fox is a mess anyway.
Was he ever really right for the role? I don't know.
I
only
didn't
really
think
No,
know.
he
so,
wasn't.
but
he
I
was
was
just going for the
warming-
name,
I
man.
know Gambit from like the X-Men cartoons primarily, and him
Yeah.
featuring like a few other things. He was always this sort of like good-looking, smooth-talking Texan kind of character.
He's
wasn't
not
he?
Yeah.
Texan, he's
Is he not
Cajun.
Texan? Cajun.
Cajun, yeah.
Cajun.
He's from
I
the
do
Louisiana
I do
Bayou.
apologize. The Bayou, born on the Bayou.
Aye.
But like the idea of having Channing Tatum, who's this sort of all-American, good-looking chap with a square
Yeah.
jaw, it never really felt right to me.
I
You
I
know.
started to warm to it like recently.
He needs
More
French
just the
good
look
looks.
itself, because I think he would really go hard and make it look pretty good. I think he'd go with the old like long jacket and like the hair and the black band going across and stuff. I think he'd give that a try. But you know what? Like, it's at Fox, and I personally, I'm not a big fan of Fox. I don't trust them that much. Even the X-Men films that they bring out now that I like, I still think are just subpar because they don't have as much emotional value as the MCU films and stuff.
Still a mess.
But it's just one of those things. I don't trust them as much, and yeah, they can change something out good every once in a while. But this just has seemed doomed from day one.
Yeah.
So I think he should go to the DCEU. I mean, I'd like to see him play Shazam or something. I think he's got like I think I argued that once on this show because I think he's got that quality to him where he can look like a big fucking grizzly older dude,
But
but,
can
also
also
can
mentally
play
Is that
the
what you're into,
child, like
Paddy?
the inner demented
bears.
child.
Paddy's into bears.
I mean,
Hashtag Paddy's into bears.
Well, fuck it, man. He better look like a bear. You know what I mean? I
Sweet
want
toes.
He's a
to.
guy
I want
who's
to
got a
fuck
lot
some
of
Moby.
dedication to
You
his
know,
craft,
no
like,
Moby
is
is getting dick sucked over here. Sorry, Alisdair.
Yeah,
Were you gonna
it's
say
alright. I
something?
didn't wanna
Were
interrupt
you gonna
the-
say something
the
classy?
dialogue.
Go on.
Have you seen Foxcatcher?
I have. Yes.
There's this brilliant bit in it where this is just a sort of testimony to how good and how much dedication he gives to the role.
Yeah.
There's a brilliant bit where Channing Tatum just starts putting his head through a fucking mirror.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
remember
Good
that
scene.
bit? And
Great
that's
scene.
actually
Cool.
really happened, and nobody knew that it was going to do it. Like
Yeah.
Channing Tatum literally was just got so wrapped up in the role
Mhm.
that he put his head through a fucking mirror and drywall. And was
I
just
honestly
bleeding for the
like
rest
that.
of it.
That film, his performance overall blew
And
me
he's
away
a
the
good
most.
actor. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
think he could tackle a lot of.
I didn't even
roles.
like that film as much as most other people. Only because
We
of
don't
like
watch
I'm one of those
films.
people that when I watch, I love biopics more than anything. It's my favorite
Right.
genre.
Guys,
the
can
re-
you two
because
stop
I-
humping and let us in on this
Oh my
conversation?
We will,
Yeah,
I'll say
yeah,
it, we will.
yeah.
Film shagging in
I was
the
just gonna
corner.
say like, but because I love biopics so much,
Did we just
I
become
am the
best friends?
harshest
I
on
think
them.
we did.
I'm the harshest on them as like a film critic. So like
Yeah.
whenever I watch a biopic, I'll immediately afterwards like start researching and see how much was actually
Well,
true.
it's a great
And that's the
fucking
reason
insight.
why like I watched Hurricane with Denzel Washington, loved it, and then I found out it was complete bullshit, and that the
Oh, was it?
Hurricane was guilty,
But it
and
was
that
the-
Bob Dylan wrote a song
Yeah,
about
yeah,
him
I was
not
gonna
being
say Bob
guilty, and he was fucking wrong. Like it was honestly, if you look at the
Seriously?
evidence, I'm telling you right now, it was bullshit. The movie was
Oh.
completely bullshit.
Sick
Dylan
tune, though.
lied to us.
Sick
So
tune.
Honestly, the whole
Dylan,
entire
why would you
Never
lie?
Hashtag Dylan lied.
Never.
Not only did they lie about the events and the characters, but the first and the third act rely on one of the police officers putting down the wrong time for the crime scene. It never happened. They just put that in the movie, so it make it look like the cops were in on it, and that Denzel Washington had a point. It wasn't true, and also like the police officer that was like considered a bad guy in the movie. He was called Pescetti. He had an Italian name like Pescetti.
Pescetti.
Spaghetti.
Anyway, but that character, right, was invented for the film, but they still based it on a real cop who was actually a law-abiding fucking cop, a really great dude, and his family got death threats for years because of the movie. Fuck the hurricane. But this is what I'm saying. Like they can go either way. But Foxcatcher was one that like there was a lot of stuff going on with Foxcatcher. The guy who Channing Tatum is playing, as soon as the movie came out, started like going on Twitter and shitting on it completely, saying how like there was no sexual relationship between me and the coach. That's completely made up in the movie. This didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Steve Carell's the coach, isn't he?
Yes, he is. However, like the final, like the third act of the film, I thought was really compelling. It was good.
I haven't actually seen it.
But
it's a real tour de force for Steve Carell and
yeah,
Channing Tatum.
fucking right. I mean, yeah, Channing Tatum's great, but that's the thing. Like, you could bring intensity to Gambit, but do we think the film like was just?
Yeah, he's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, who would you want to see him play in the DCEU? I've said Shazam.
I thought this was a question for
this
the
is for
later.
Pitch Bitch.
Oh,
right?
is it for Pitch Bitch?
later
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I'll
it
give
is,
you
it
my
is.
answer. You can save
Don't
that shit
dick
for
off.
later.
It's
My
not
bad.
Pitch Bitch. It's
Now we know what
That's
you
my
said.
favorite.
So cheery or weary, finally on Channing Tatum leaving Gambit for the DCEU.
Cheery. It's gonna be a fucking shit side.
I've got one Cheerio over here.
I would say cheery.
Can I get two? I got two Cheerios. Can I
Cherry?
get? Oh, we got three
Cheerio.
Cheerios. It's Cheerios all around. Milk good for your bones. Oh yes, it's a
Would you
knockout.
say Weepos if it was bad? Like Weetos, if we want to go on a cereal theme.
Fucking hell, why is he so smart compared to us?
Exactly.
No, we just said
where were you
no.
a few weeks ago?
we
Well, I'm
just
here now.
usually say weary, but now we've got a thing.
I think we're getting the crew together
Weetos,
slowly
we've
on.
got a thing. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, right, let's go on to our next headline then. Let's try and get snappy with this. Snappy as a motherfucker. I want to get
sorry,
you
I'll
boys
stop
going up
interjecting.
against each other. Okay, so Brie
I'm
Larson
gonna shoot someone.
has officially been announced as the front runner for Captain Marvel, and
Good on
Chris Evans is very happy about it because he's worked with her before on Scott Pilgrim, as he mentioned in his recent interview
She fine.
with
bitch is
Andy
fine.
Signor from Movie Fights, which rocks. Well done.
Can I get a third?
That's true.
But
But yes,
no, I'm not
so
gonna deny
what do we think of Brie Larson? Now consider that we all argued who should be Captain Marvel not that long ago, and no one
I went on it.
chose her.
No one chose Brie Larson.
And I'm
which-
surprised. 'Cause
He-
I know that
she's
she's
good.
popped
Is,
up
it,
on
is
like.
this the Captain Marvel who has the bracelets?
I do not know of her accessories.
Wait, isn't there someone
this
who puts
is
the
this is the
bracelets
Captain
together
Marvel
and
that
turn it
gets
to-
like she meets the Kree dude and
Okay.
No,
then,
this
like-
is Marvel's Captain Marvel, the lady,
No, why do they
sexy
make it so
lady
confusing?
with the crotch cutting outfit.
She hasn't got a crotch cutting outfit anymore. She's
She
got a
needs
no
the
fucking,
crotch
like,
cutting outfit.
Fucking all
Captain
like black spandex.
Lady.
It's so cool.
I like the sound of it. You can't see the erection I've got now, but
real
It's small.
it's chibescent is what it is.
chubbing it up for the boys. Chub, chub,
No,
chub.
I'm chubbing it up for black spandex Brie Larson. That's what I thought I was.
Well,
chubbing
it
up
won't
for.
be black spandex. It'll
They'll-
be yellow
they'll go-
spandex.
They'll go
Me
the
like
original
it.
costume.
Yeah,
with the-
what's that?
I'm sure
The one
they'll
with just like
give you enough
crotch hugging
tea
and
in
just
it. surely.
fucking. It's basically a
She lets the
swimsuit
flaps
with a, like,
out.
I'd
It's
sleep with
basically
her.
a swimsuit with a lightning bolt on.
Nice.
Copulate with that female.
See, Brie Larson, I think, oh man, like her waist is perfect. She's fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Like honestly,
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
It's the legs as
Oh,
well. They go
too-
on for
so many-
days.
too many people in Hollywood are
You're a
so
very classy
skinny.
man when
She's
you wanna be.
perfect, man. Her, love it. Yeah.
I
So
still-
great.
I guess
She's a
I'm
good actor,
cheering.
very,
I
very
still
good
think
actor.
Natalie Dormer would have been a better choice. 'cause
How-
Natalie Dormer has that pout that just makes my
She's
spine
been in
turn to
Captain
jelly.
America, the
It
first
doesn't
Avenger.
matter.
It fucking does. The
Doesn't.
Rock and Wyclef Jean, 1990.
Well, I'm
It
sure
does
there's been some
matter.
crossovers.
Anyone remember that song?
Excuse me.
No.
I got a pocket full of
Shut up, Paddy.
dreams in the West Indies. It doesn't matter. Do you remember where the Rock
Oh,
did that
fuck, I
song,
do.
Wyclef Jean?
It was was it his entrance theme for a little while?
Yes, it was, I think. Yeah, yeah. I knew a
And then he
girl
had,
named
"Can
America.
you
She
smell?"
had an ass the size of
Oh,
South
you know
America.
Yeah, I'm good.
I got 50
Steve
Bentleys in
Austin's
the
the
West
man now, let's
Indies.
move on.
Anyhow,
Steve Martin's the man.
but yeah, so would you have preferred
Fighting.
Natalie Dormer that, or?
To be honest, with like Brie Larson like being the forerunner, like I have no problems with that. Like I'll be happy if she is. Like I'm cool with it. But in my perfect world, yeah, it would have been Natalie Dormer.
Yeah.
Why specifically Natalie Dormer?
Because she looks exactly like Carol
She does
Danvers
look
in every way,
remarkably
shape,
like the
and
character.
form.
One fucking.
Oh my god,
is
she's
she
insane.
I'd melt her.
salacious lady.
See, this is
She's
why I
really
think
good.
Marvel have taken better care recently with who they cast as like extras and shit. Because you know what? In the first couple of movies, there are people like fucking Omar from The Wire,
Oh,
Jenna-
Michael Kenneth Williams. There are people like Michael Kenneth Williams,
Jenna Coleman from Doctor Who.
Jenna Coleman, and Natalie
No,
Dormer
Jenna
that were
Coleman's too small.
literally
She's like
walk
4
on
foot.
roles. Hey, walk on roles on Captain America and Thor and fucking Incredible Hulk and stuff. And now they can't use them because they're becoming excellent actors.
I haven't.
They've taken way better care. Have you given a shit about anyone who's an extra in the last like 3 movies?
No.
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 Because they've cast all the good actors as fucking titular roles. in this
Seriously, like there
incredible
isn't going to be
fucking universe.
anyone in Hollywood who isn't in
I mean,
an
that
MCU
whole-
film in like
The
5
cast
years.
of Ragnarok and Black Panther alone have pretty much killed off everything.
Oh, he was playing
Yeah.
Black
Like, it's
Panther.
so
Is
new.
it Don Cheadle, perchance?
No,
he
it's
fucking plays.
No,
every-
it's,
Remember when they just
Chadwick
replaced that guy
Boseman.
in Iron Man 2 with Don Cheadle. It seems like he's the only black guy they've got on.
No,
fucking
they've got
hand.
they've got
in
what's his
Hollywood.
name from Tropic Thunder?
Oh, you mean Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
Crawfish on the patio.
I'm just a little boy playing with his dick when he's nervous.
I'm a motherfucking lead farmer, bitch.
You know what? That film was fucking great.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
It's
no
one of
doubt.
them like doing
Even
talks
Tom
that just-
Cruise is
2008.
I will rain fire.
Yeah, even Tom
2008
Cruise is
belongs.
McConaughey as well, isn't it?
2008 belongs to The Dark Knight and Tropic Thunder. Those motherfuckers
Yeah,
will
man.
live on for years.
It is
Years
fucking
and
right,
years.
it is
Yes.
Right, so we all cheery, all in. Can I
We
get
all
cheery
in?
over here?
Cheery.
Brie Larson, cheery.
Cheery.
Got 2 cheers. Can I get 3 cheers? That's 4
I just
cheers.
wanna see that buffet
Cheerios
and
all
that
round.
spandex.
Milk up your bones. Get
That's
the
such a
get the
Rick and
calcium in for the boys.
Once again, that's such a Rick and Morty of it.
It is, isn't it?
Cheerios,
Yeah.
calcium for the bones. I've got
No, no.
ants in my eyes.
Hey,
so I
hey,
can't
get it,
feel
get
pain.
it. 1, get out of my personal space. Number 2, and then get away from that
You
personal
all have
space.
loved ones. They can be returned to you. They can all be taken away. It was arguably the most
Eat
horrible
the
bit of
food, you stupid
Rick
bitch.
and Morty.
I'm
just playing.
Oh man.
Well, that's for another podcast.
Why don't you come to a little bit? Little bit.
We've got tiny eggs. We even
tiny-
got
Shit, we even got tiny pizza. All right, let's move on to our next headline from the Bugle and Planet, which is that we officially have the rating for Suicide Squad handed to us by the MPAA. It is officially rated PG-13.
Oh, what wank.
And they've noted this because sequences of violence and action throughout, disturbing behavior, suggestive content, and language.
What's
I thought
disturbing?
that's what a 15
It's
usually
cock.
said anyway.
Was a cock in it.
But
Hopefully.
yeah, so it's probably likely to be a 12A in this country. What do we think?
If you're gonna have that much sort of content that's pushing the boundaries, why stop at a sort of 12A rating? Why not push it to a
I
fucking
grizzle.
18? I mean, they've already sort of portrayed it in the trailers with Jared Leto with that fucking awfully embarrassing damaged thing on his forehead. I'm sorry, you can fight me for that later.
No,
There
we're
there will
with
be
you,
no
we're with
fighting.
you.
Oh my
There will
god!
be no
You go
fights.
from fucking Caesar Romero's Countess and Mark Hamill, and then what's his fucking face,
Ledger.
Jack Nicholson to Heath Ledger. Now you've got
Well,
Jared
you know,
Leto. He's-
honestly, like
I
if he
don't
does
know.
a good job, I'm fine with it. You know.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
He's
I'm
not
fucking-
going to do a
He
good
won't.
job.
Oh, we probably fucking.
He's
I
like,
don't want to damn it before
hey.
it comes out, but fucking.
Listen,
Well,
already,
it
I've
takes
went
off
on
his
many
mask,
rants
J.
about the
Todd.
Joker already on this.
But the thing is, like, I mean, they've already put in all these elements. I mean, the first trailer, you've got Margot Robbie, is it? She's doing this weird sort of.
fine.
Is she?
Yeah, she gets it in. Gets the chubs in for the boys.
And she's doing this weird sort of like gymnastic
Chubs.
routine in her cell, which is like you're one of the most dangerous criminals ever, but we'll still let you have all these sort of gymnastics.
dangerous
Yeah, but like
criminals.
You know,
these
it's
giant
fair enough,
ropes.
'cause you
Oh,
look
come on. Are we
fit.
really having to go over the gymnastics?
No, the gymnastics thing is fine, but the thing I'm saying is in the first trailer, they imply this inherent darkness and a sort of sensuality about it, this salaciousness about it that seems
And
to.
then it kind of gets a
and
It
bit.
seems to,
12A.
like, I mean, if you're gonna go for that look, why stop at a PG-13 rating? Why not give the
Well,
audience what they want to see and just push it out again?
Honestly, I
R-rating
think
or
it's
an
probably
18?
audience. Like, you know, this is a film
you-
that obviously has it has a lot of creative power to it, but there'll be a lot of studio involvement, especially with
definitely.
what happened with Batman v Superman. So, Like, what's probably happened here is Warner Brothers have said, listen, we need a big market for this movie. And obviously they're being a bit stupid because obviously people above 15 in fucking droves will go and see this movie.
Yeah.
But they want to play it safe. I'm sure I mean, look, language, suggestive content, disturbing behavior, action throughout,
Disturbing
sequences of
behaviour.
violence.
What?
That just sounds to me like a 15. I don't see why.
It's just a film.
Maybe
innit?
this is going to be one of those movies that we watch and
seen
we're
a
like,
film
oh
that
shit,
doesn't
like
have any
why
of that
wasn't
shit.
it 15? Like, I hope we don't get in there and it turns out that it is very unsuggestive violence. Like, oh, Joker's about to stab someone, cut
then it
away.
cuts away,
Even though
yeah,
that's
yeah.
brilliantly done in The Dark Knight, very like old-fashioned and lovely
But it's
the
a
way it looks.
tasteful. It's a tasteful
yeah,
film.
this is
It
the
gets
moment
away with
where
it.
we should be able to see Joker just fucking stab guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you
what
want to
we
go
want
see it
now.
because it's,
Yeah, I
it's
thought-
a twisted.
I
And if
thought
we're
that
getting an R-rated Batman, fucking right, we should get an
Yeah.
R-rated Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
fucking
right,
that's
we
right.
should. I want to see the
Yeah.
fucking collars explode, people's necks
I wanna
flying
see-
open.
I want to see the
I wanna
Watchmen
see-
retold in a sort of Batman universe. That sort of
Yeah.
grisly.
Yeah.
Oh, have you heard about the recent DC thing about they've pretty much
Rebirth.
blamed everything in the comics that they don't like on Dr. Manhattan?
Fuck off, what?
They went Dr. Manhattan
Is he
was
legitimately part of the DC universe?
No,
I thought he was part
not
of the
really.
Exactly,
No,
no.
not really, but they've just kind of stolen them and now like
Yeah,
there's
'cause
stuff
they own the
going on
rights.
with like the
Yeah.
original.
But
Yeah.
DC have done that how many times now? Where they're like,
So
oh, there's
many.
been a cataclysmic event in the solar plexus of the
every
universe
few
or whatever.
years. Every few years, Flashpoint was a particularly fun run up to it, but then
Yeah.
When in Universe 2
A really
or
bad payoff.
Universe or whatever.
in
I don't know.
New 52.
I did a wiki search of all this shit and I found it was more
oh my
boring
god,
than
Alisdair,
fucking
don't
year
admit it
7.
to the public.
I went on Wiki. I did my research via Wikipedia, people. There are one fan who's listening for in North Korea who we've already offended because we mispronounced the name.
As that
America.
wonderful gentleman.
I've heard,
Did I say
that.
North Korea? No one's got fucking radio signals in North Korea. Why?
This is a radio show. Where are you from? The
Internet?
1912.
Yes.
Is this not going out on FM?
1912.
That's his
12,
favourite
good.
band. The 1912.
I don't get the reference.
Penny Farthing Rock.
That sounds
man.
great. I mean, wait, my fucking
Plays
music,
it on a
my music
gramophone.
taste is like this.
I know you've got good music
British
taste, I don't know why I'm
electric folk
pissing
rock
you.
revival. That's my genre. If it doesn't have a
Yeah.
mandolin or a banjo, I'm not fucking listening to it.
He's Amish.
What about 3 mandolins,
I'm Amish.
4 bass players?
Are you
and
kidding
no
me?
drummer?
I'm sold. I'm sold. Who needs a drummer?
I'm in that band, that's me.
Okay,
I'm all of them.
Are we gonna retract that interest? He's giving me eyes here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, so I mean, let's be honest, right? Is this trumped any of your expectations for Suicide Squad? Because I'm
I-
pretty sure that was one we were all looking forward to. I'm psyched
Yeah.
for it. Are you?
No, yeah, I'm sad for it.
So is this
This is-
trumped any of
this-
those expectations, or has this still got you optimistic?
I'm optimistic, but this has kind of like put a bit of a squash on it.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking at least it's going to be a 15, at least.
Yeah.
So you can have like a bit of like the actual disturbing element in it, not just, oh, it has some disturbing behaviour.
Well, you know, I bet you what they will do. They'll definitely, like Batman v Superman, release an R-rated cut. Eventually, when the DVD and Blu-ray release comes along,
Yeah, but
and maybe they'll just give us the R-rated one of
Yeah,
that
but-
then as well.
to jump from freaking 12A
Yeah.
to 18, that's a massive jump.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have had to rely on the fact that they've already filmed all the stuff and we're expecting it to get a higher rating.
Yeah.
For
well,
that to
you got to
exist.
think about like what was one of the latest trailers that came out for it. They obviously saw the success that an R-rated Deadpool had, and they tried to put this sort of comedic element. On
Yeah.
it. What was it, Bohemian Rhapsody? They put in it.
The final song was Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah.
But there
Ballroom
was,
Blitz.
the Bohemian Rhapsody
Yeah,
second
and
trailer as
you
well.
just
yeah.
think like it seems pretty strange how they're just changing their
Yeah.
angles.
Well, I
so
think
much,
honestly, like since
just based on like the success of another R-rated
Yeah.
thing, and it's like if you're gonna do that with a dark material, like his Dark Materials, Philip Pullman, anyone? Sorry about that. If they're gonna do that with dark material to begin with, and then try, I don't know.
It seems like
Oh
they
well.
tried to worm the way out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think since Guardians and Deadpool being the successes that they were, and having those crazy soundtracks that they did, I think honestly every comic book film is gonna follow that flow now, and they're just gonna be like, well, we put a pop culture song to anything, and it
I
instantly
don't
makes
know.
it
I
better.
think
And that's true, but I like that though because I like seeing good soundtracks in movies. Like,
Yeah.
you never used to get a Tarantino soundtrack in a fucking comic book movie. It just didn't happen. Do you remember when Sam Raimi tried in Spider-Man 3?
No.
Yeah, didn't go
Oh,
down
no.
well.
Was that where the bit with Tobey Maguire walking
Yeah,
down the
fucking
street with
Staying
a
Alive,
haircut,
Bee
just,
Gees and all that
clipping
shit.
That's
people?
Spider-Man 1. for like the 14th
And we're not blaming
time.
Sam Raimi, by the way. We know that was the company in
no,
the
he's
studio that
fine.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
I'm just saying. But
He's
like,
great. He's great. Sam,
anyhow,
if you're
but
listening,
Jacobeam, give
call
it to
me.
me, baby. Give it to me,
Right.
baby.
I don't know. What I'm starting to see in the grander picture is DC's took a fucking knock with Batman vs Superman. They were expecting that to
Indeed.
be. They put a lot on that, and they are fucking pissing in the wind here. Like that, I am seeing a poor performance all
I
round.
thought pissing in the wind was a good thing.
No, it's not. You get piss all over yourself.
I'm pissing in the
Why have I
wind.
always thought that was good?
No,
Why
piss
do
in
you
the
I think
wind's a
someone
bad
once just
thing.
said to me like,
To be
"Oh, I
honest,
got my
if-
paycheck
if-
today. I'm pissing in the wind,"
If
and I was
you've
like,
ever
"Oh,
tried
yeah."
pissing in the wind, it's pretty fun, to be honest. As long as the wind's not blowing right back at you.
See, he's optimistic.
No, it's a saying
Seeing
which
you
means you'll get
carry-
piss all over yourself,
Fuck, it's
guys.
history. We're changing
Fuck's
it.
sake.
Just like our
Right.
future with fag.
No, and I'm seeing that DC's been rocked to the core. It's not.
Yeah.
They're trying everything, and I'm just worried that we're not actually gonna. If this is their act, I don't think this is gonna be a good film now because of this.
Well, I'm still optimistic. Honestly,
I'm not.
I think there are a lot of films that are PG-13, and they still manage to add that like Hitchcockian kind of the fear of like violence to come, or like the fear of what you don't see. Like there are a lot of comic book movies that still do that, specifically Christopher Nolan's trilogy. As we were saying before, that bit where Joker rips Michael J. White's throat. Like
Otherwise known
we
as
don't
Black
know.
Dynamite.
Yeah, we don't know
Fucking
where
call it.
specifically he cut him. We don't know how he died that instantly. But it doesn't matter because the reaction of the guy mixed with hands in his score when it gives you that grip and fucking
Yeah,
note.
he's dead.
Like that makes you think instantly, yeah, he's just been fucking slaughtered. Like it's
In
if
a
they do
gruesome
that
way as well. That
if-
that was
yeah.
a film that had a lot of. It had a lot of implications to darkness that happened
No
off
doubt.
the camera, really.
Yeah,
Well, the question I would ask is like, what was X-Men 2's rating? Because that was fucking brutal. X2.
Yeah, no, we had the one film where you actually
X2
see
still
Wolverine
X2
fuck
still
people
got
up.
a
Oh my
12.
god, he fucked them up. Good.
X2 still got a 12A, I'm pretty sure, but Wolverine's fighting him, that was the best. Like, he was
When he's
slashing
got the guy
motherfuckers.
against the
You don't mind me saying that?
Oh, man.
It is.
Suck a
I'm
rage.
sorry to say, I think it's like a toss-up, the three of them. That is probably one of my favorite comic book movies of all
X-Men
time.
2.
And I think
Yeah.
it's down to Brian Cox's performance as William
As
Stryker.
William Stryker, he's
If
fantastic.
If
isn't
I
he?
may, I'll do the. I was piloting Black Ops missions in the jungles of North Vietnam where you were still sucking on your mama's titty at Woodstock, Kelly. Don't lecture me about war. It's already is a war.
That's the kind of writing we fucking still need in X-Men.
And you know who
Yeah.
fucking
That's what
wrote
we
it?
need.
David Hayter. You know who fucking David Hayter is?
Where-
The
where do
voice
I
of
know that?
Solid Snake.
Oh,
He started
shit,
out
yeah?
as the voice
No
of Solid
way.
Snake,
Yeah,
David
David
Hayter,
Hayter's the
and then
voice
wrote
of
the
Snake.
screenplay for X-Men, X2, and then Watchmen as well.
Fuck
That is
off.
Fucking
insane.
Solid Snake.
Fucking
wrote the
big
only
just dropped the
screenplay-
fucking
Hayter.
bomb.
That's amazing.
Solid Snake wrote the only screenplay that Alan Moore was ever happy with.
That's true,
That's
and
fucking
it's hard to
something
make
right
fucking
there.
Alan Moore happy.
Shit,
Man,
mate.
well
God.
done to him. Props to you, pal.
He's good. I mean, he's got like if it isn't
got
cool
a
enough to be
sexy voice.
Solid Snake.
Yeah,
you
of course.
wrote-
Snake!
Snake!
Honestly, that's my childhood in a phrase right there.
In
But,
a
but
soundbite.
on the suggestive content thing, before we move on to the next headline, I just want to say that like regarding the Dark Knight thing, even if like you go back to the interviews that all the cast were doing for that movie when it was on the trail, everyone was saying that they were surprised that the film wasn't a 15. Gary Oldman was like, "Oh, I do not think people under 15 should go and see this fucking movie." Like, because the suggestive violence worked. If
Yo, yeah,
Suicide
it's
Squad
brutal.
does
And even that
that,
bit where that guy's
we'll be
getting
alright.
hung and he go with Aaron Eckhart, he's like goes to the window in that fucking vigilante.
oh yeah, and
That's
the
fucking horrible.
yeah, that
Really
scared the
horrible.
shit out of me
I
because the
think-
music. You can't
I
put
think
like
the
a rating
implied
on music.
torture-
That's why it worked.
The implied torture. In
Oh,
the,
God,
I think
it's
like
horrible.
in the trailers and stuff, they've hyped Suicide Squad up to be like 2. We're the funny
Yeah.
film.
But
no, so
you know what though? Has it hyped us to think it was mega violent in a bloody way?
No.
I don't think it did
I thought
necessarily. So I mean I can't say
violence
that.
on par with Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean we were all hoping
Well,
that when
that
we
shit
got
was
to the
heavy.
movie,
That was heavy.
Exactly.
we were all hoping
Rowan
when we got to
Atkinson,
the
that was
movie there was
cool.
gonna be a bit more violence. But I mean at the end of the day, there wasn't really. Like I mean sorry. I mean, like, there hasn't been in the trailers, really. There hasn't been a lot of just blood and guts violence or anything like
It
that.
feels like they
so-
don't know
I
who their
thought-
audience is.
I
Sorry.
thought it was
Yeah.
going to be more psychologically intense.
Well, if that's the
'Cause,
case,
like,
then, you know, they can get the
Joker and Harley
PG-13
Quinn in a
rating.
film together, obviously it's gonna be some kind of fucking
Oh, it's gonna be a
psychotic
headfuck,
mess with
yeah.
a relationship. But I thought it'd be more mentally.
Yeah. And all the
tormenting,
people
not
who, you know, did the
physical.
screen tests and seen Suicide Squad, they've said that, you know, overwhelmingly that Joker and Harley Quinn are what makes this movie. That they're just
Obviously.
Some people actually say that Jared Leto's performance as the Joker is
Is it
actually
good?
good.
there's I don't know if I've read one specifically that says his is good, but I've read one that said that the relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn is going to be something special.
I
like,
mean, that's probably a testimony to how good Margot Robbie is as an actor. I mean, I don't want to.
she is
belittle
fantastic,
Jared
yeah.
Leto. I think
Jared
he's
Le-
brilliant.
Jared
He was
Leto's
so
really
good in
good.
Dallas Buyers Club. Fucking
Oh, I
he's
haven't seen it.
fantastic.
it was one of them where it's like I saw the Oscars before I saw the film. I hated him for doing it, and then watched the film. I was like, he needs 2. at
Yeah.
least for that film, just that film.
It was good. But yeah, so I guess overall, are we cheery or weary about a PG-13 Suicide Squad?
Wheatos.
Oh, we got Weetos over here. Have I got two?
I'm the most Weetos.
You
I'm
got
like
I got
brand
2 Weetos. Nice. Can I get a Hail Mary here?
And with Jack non-brand Weetos.
Oh man. Well,
not
I'm the only. I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm the only
Not
one
even
who's
brand.
gonna go Cheerios on this because I still think it hasn't given me any indication of mega violence, so I'll go with it. But Weetos, I've beaten there, so Weetos all around.
Sorry about that, Patty.
Good for your immune system, I guess. Fucking Weetos. Okay,
It's
so
got a high
let-
fiber content.
lots
Put
of
that in
fiber.
your body.
You'll shit out stuff that's been in your stomach for 2 years. Now, let's move on to our next headline. J.K. Simmons,
Stinks.
we found out, is getting jacked as a motherfucker in the gym for Justice League. Have you seen?
Like terrifyingly hench.
You want to
I
see
haven't
these
seen a
fucking?
picture. How,
All right, well
do you know
let
what he
me
looks like?
give you a taste. Have a look at these fucking
If the police ever
photos.
search your laptop,
One
they're
minute.
gonna have a
See,
fucking
pictures of
field
J.K.
day.
J.K. Simmons.
Have a look
is-
at this. This
He
Holy
looks fucking
fuck!
this
good.
61-year-old
Oh
My
motherfucker.
God, he looks fucking
He looks
good.
like Santa.
He does.
He's gonna beat the shit out of you and
Like,
then
look
laugh
at
at
him.
you.
He's fucking mental.
I wouldn't want him
Now,
as my drum teacher.
I don't think. Can I
Fuck
just
yeah,
be
I
the
would
first
not.
to say
I
everyone
don't wanna
online
learn
has been
drums.
saying, "Oh man, check him out. He looks hench." Can I be the first one to say he doesn't look particularly healthy?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I
look
agree.
at that shit. Like, come on, look at the arms.
Yeah,
Santa
no, the
beard's a
picture
bit
was
sick.
saying
Is
how
his
the sinews
trainer?
of the beard.
His trainer is a previous U.S. Marine, apparently a fucking top dude. But that guy needs to give him more food. He needs more protein. He looks.
He
yeah.
does look really
Like, don't get
thin.
me wrong, he looks hench and he's gonna look sick on film. I can't wait. But whilst he's working out there, that picture did make me think.
He's
for
gonna have a
second.
trench coat on if
Yeah,
he's
but
Jim
like,
Gordon.
quick,
What's
I know
the
that's
point?
what I was gonna like. Does
You wanna
Jim
burst it
Gordon
all
needs to be really?
And then he's got his
super buff?
Gordon mustache chilling there. Check that out. He's
Oh,
grew it out
that's
just for the
sexy.
part.
Well, the
See?
good thing is, I mean,
Fantastic.
going from J. Jonah
Yeah.
Jameson to Jim Gordon, you've got the J's sorted there and the mustache.
Yeah.
So
Pretty true.
Do you need to be
JJJJ.
super
Like
hench?
his
you
facial
don't.
hair.
It's like you say. He's in a
Like,
trench coat, isn't he?
He's shuffling around in the dark in a coat. He's a
But still,
dad.
I honestly, I thought that first photo was photoshopped when I first seen it. Like, well done to him. What a champ for
Oh,
like,
he's
doing
great.
that
He's
shit.
one of the fucking. He's
But
one of the
yeah,
best
like
actors
whoever
going.
his dieter is or something, give him a bit more food. Like make
Yeah.
it look a bit
Yeah, just
healthier.
treat him a little. treat him
Right
a
now,
little.
he looks like the
Bit of
guy from
potato
Lost did in
salad.
that shitty Alex Cross movie. You know what I mean? Fucking bad times.
Ah.
All right, so yeah, what do we think about J.K. Simmons turning into fucking the Rock
Bad
Santa?
Santa.
Yeah, what do we think?
I didn't even know that he
you
was
know
meant to
what?
be playing Jim Gordon.
Can
until
you
today.
smell the steroids
I'm-
that J.K. is using?
Heavy.
Shark testosterone.
Like,
What do we
My
think?
name is L reference.
I'm
Just
like,
crack.
I don't know. I'm more just confused, to be honest. Like,
What?
I guess I'm cheery because, like, good for him. He's old and he's getting super buff. That's got to be a good thing.
I wanted this, after playing the recent Batman games. I said this to Pete ages ago. One thing it'd be nice
Jim
for
Gordon
them
needs
to
to
do.
be able to fight
Jim
Batman.
Gordon needs to be fucking ripped because when he was ripped in those games, that was a new side to Gordon that I wasn't really proper familiar with.
No, Gordon can take a beating and give one.
He can,
He's
but
an
like
old school
usually
detective, isn't he?
he's quite a skinny dude. Not skinny, but he's not
He's
like
a traditional
he's not fucking,
story detective.
Yeah,
isn't
he doesn't look like The Rock, but now
Yeah.
he does, and fucking all for it. It'll give us a new guy. I can't wait, but
But
yeah,
I guess I'm cheery. I just don't understand why 61-year-old Jim Gordon has to be ripped as hell.
You know, it's probably a vanity project on J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he's like,
Just
you know,
wanting to get
he'll
the
be
big
It's
Jim
just
break.
gonna.
Gordon.
I hope like in the new one, because Barbara Gordon's in the universe, and like,
Indeed.
oh, what if Scarecrow's the villain? And they do that one from the animated series where
Ah,
Barbara
fuck
Gordon
me.
dies.
By the way, I mean, saying that,
Oh,
the
that'd be
new
fucking
The
phenomenal.
Killing Joke is coming out.
Oh
So,
my
Yeah.
God. Oh,
like,
we did.
speaking of R-rated
Do a
Batman
review.
stuff, that shit looks fucking incredible.
Looks
Is it
awesome.
Mark Hamill doing the Joker?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Hamill. He's back on
Mark
should
that.
do a
Hamill is
review.
the best Joker.
Do
You
what?
can take
Should
your
do a
Heath
review.
Ledger. And
We should
fucking
do a
throw it
review of
with
that.
him.
We will
Yeah,
when it
no, it'd
comes
be
out.
fucking
Promise
great.
that, gang. But yeah, so I think you know what, like they'll give Jim Gordon some kind of fucking army background or something, or they'll make him just a hardened cop, and it
Oh,
works
he was
with
there
me.
at Kabul.
I just hope that we do see, I just hope that he's not always just wearing shirts for no reason now for this workout. I hope that at some point he gets to fucking bring those rocks
I
out.
want to see him
He's
bursting
just-
out with
Does
those
any,
shirts.
does anyone
Beat the
do
shit
you
out
guys
of
all
someone.
really want to see topless?
I want to see a
No,
topless
not
gay
topless,
J.K.
but
Simmons.
give him one of them
Gay
die-hard
J.
white
Simmons,
pieces.
I was
Gay
gonna
J.
say there,
Simmons.
Honestly,
It's
that
just too
works
much
for
fun,
me,
mate.
man. I want a big, strong Jimmy.
Yeah.
I want him. So
He says in his loosely
Jimmy!
fitting
Jimmy!
pajama bottoms.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. That's fucking right. He's
Right.
looking very comfortable, Paddy, today.
Where like, has anyone ever seen the boat The Rocked? We're like the worst possible version of that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
on a
alright,
boat and it did
Pirate
rock.
radio.
So I know
So,
I know what those men went through.
I actually sustained a few injuries from that. You can't see it, but
From the
look
boat
at
that
Have a
rocked.
look at that.
Fuck me.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Not
I will
actually.
later, after the podcast.
Oh, pain.
Jury.
Sorry,
Okay,
it
so
sounds
are we
like-
Cheerios or Weetos on?
Is it Weetos or Weepos that we want to go
The
for?
fuck is Weepos?
Like
Like
crying.
we're crying.
Weeping.
Oh,
Weeping.
Weepos.
Oh, don't be a dickhead.
Do we need to keep it cereal based?
I don't know. I thought that's
we
what
took
were
ourselves a whole week. I get out.
Cheerio weary. Cheerio weary rhyme.
Cheerio weary. Cheerios or Weetos still fucking rhymes.
You
So
started
listen,
it
this
with
is
the
like
whole
the
cereal.
Simpsons.
I know, I
Cereal.
thought it was following.
It only becomes a
Following on.
cereal if we're all, if once it's voted in. Okay.
Sam, I'm
So-
I'm cheery about it. I'm happy.
You're cheery.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta shut the fuck up. I got a Cheerios when it comes to NAS. Can I get a 2 Cheerios?
I
on
want
a
to see
JK
that
Simmons?
hench old bastard. Cheery.
Yeah, Cheerios.
Oh,
Cheerios? Why'd you even have to ask?
Four
JK Simmons.
Cheerios all around, good for your bones,
Yeah.
calcium,
I want
all
him to
that
throw a
shit.
chair at Batman and teach him how to
Yeah.
drum.
Nice.
And then
Well
Batman
done.
crashes the Batmobile and he needs to get there to his recital.
And he's getting a lift, and he's like, "Am I
And then
am I
Martha can't
dragging
give
or
him a lift
rushing?
'cause
Am I
she's
dragging or
dead.
rushing?" Oh, poor Babs. She's not dead. I thought she was
Martha.
paralyzed. Oh, Martha. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Barbara
that
will be
that
dead
bitch has been
eventually.
boxed up and posted 6 feet south. Bloody hell.
Okay, right. Well, let's move on then. Well done to 61-year-old J.K. Simmons. Okay, so final headline of the week: Jared Leto's Joker is to be featured in the Rick Ross and Skrillex Suicide Squad music video. It's going to be a song for the movie.
Yeah, this
Um,
is
It's gonna
a
be a song for the ages, probably.
this is a
Yes.
crime.
So, now, me personally, I like Jack U, and like I haven't listened to all the Skrillex stuff, but I'm into some of that shit. Rick Ross can suck my tits. What do you peoples think?
Isn't Rick
I-
Ross a fraud?
why?
Sorry, no.
Just why?
Yeah, kind of.
This like Skrillex and Rick Ross. Why? Why?
What about
I
that
don't know
scream
why.
Suicide Squad to you?
Yeah.
With a
wanna
suicide
commit
squad.
suicide in a
Womp
squad
womp.
after
Yeah.
hearing it.
Well, it's a David Ayer movie. I'm sure
Uh-huh.
he can make the music work somewhere, but I just hope it's not one of those fucking like quintessential Rick Ross songs. It's just like, I'm up in the suicide, nigga. And we're going to put a
can't
SWAT
sing
together,
that.
nigga. Oh, do I like to eat gold,
Buddy.
nigga? What?
We're gonna have to bleep these now,
No,
aren't
we're
we?
not.
no,
Look,
fuck
that's
that
fucking.
shit.
Look, that is every Rick Ross song. Listen to the song "Fuck with Me." You know I got it off the Jay-Z Magna Carta album with Rick Ross. Every
Wow.
single, on
And
every
I'm
verse
meant
that he
to be
does,
the black one.
every fucking
You ain't trying
stanza,
hard
every
enough, though.
line. There is no rhyme. There is just the word nigger
No
at the end
rhyme.
of every single one of the lines, and that's it. He just starts talking about how he's got shopping bags and he's a tourist, Negro, and then he goes like,
Not that
"Money
one
tight,
either,
I
dude.
speak fluent, Negro."
I am
That
actually
makes
willing
Paddy.
to cut this
Paddy,
out.
Oh
that
my
makes
God.
it worse.
It's
Please
oh,
stop.
fucking hell,
Don't
you
cut this
people.
shit. Don't
I'm
cut that.
fucking quoting Rick Ross, okay?
But
And
speaking of
besides
Rick Ross,
which, I
yeah,
can
isn't
use
he a
them.
fucking fraud? Wasn't he like a
Wasn't he like a-
corrections officer?
Fuck
Yeah, he was
And
an
he
FBI,
stole
like,
all the
it-
fucking
yeah.
tunes. It's like when they sent fucking CJ up to Mad Dog's house
Yes,
to get fucking OJ Lokes
Yes,
material.
San
We're bringing it back
Andreas.
to San Andreas, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
We're gonna
classic.
be
To a simpler time.
to
yes.
a simpler time.
Anyhow, like,
Oh
but
my
yeah,
God.
Rick
Yeah,
Ross
sorry.
can suck my tits because he's
Oh, yeah,
bollocks.
fuck him.
He's not a good rhymer. He's not a good lyricist. He just puts the word nigger in
He's a
every
fucking
single
fraud.
line.
He's a fraud.
And his music isn't that great except for that tune, "The Devil Is a Lie." That's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah.
Skrillex is also shit. Let's
Nah,
just
Skrillex. You listen to Jack U. You listen to Jack U.
It's interesting that he's pretty much
Where are you
a leader
now?
of an entire genre, but what about Skrillex goes, yeah, Suicide Squad.
Where are you
Apart
now
from the
that I
implicit,
need you?
I
Auto
don't
homicide
see why it
theory.
needs a fucking tie-in song. Let's start with that.
It's not
fucking
James
how's about
Bond.
that?
It's
No,
just-
yeah,
know,
yeah,
that
not fucking
happens in
James
films.
Bond.
Wait, are we going back
That
to like?
happens in films.
Are
They
we
get
going-
lucrative deals, like
No.
when Daredevil used "Wake Me Up Inside."
Wake me
No,
up
Paddy, is
inside.
that the thing? Are we going back to the times when like we had tie-in films like Men in Black and fucking?
What do you mean the time?
And-
It's going on now.
No, because the last
No,
one I can actually remember like being about is Men in Black 3 with fucking
Nah,
Pitbull, and that's
Jill.
awful.
Oh no.
And that's a tune as well.
Is it?
Here
Fuck off.
come the Men in Black.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Oh, no, we're talking about
Yeah,
Men
we're
in
talking
Black
about the
3 that
Pitbull
was done by
song from number
Pitbull.
3.
Oh, is that the one with Jermaine Clement in it? The guy
probably.
from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh yeah, he's the baddie in the
yeah,
movie.
he's the bad guy. Oh, it's right.
Although the
I have
film
no
wasn't that
idea.
great.
Was
Except
it
the
not
third
good?
act.
Was
Third
it
act
better
I
was
did
than
not
sick.
realise that was him, Boris the Animal.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that, yeah, okay, so no reason.
He's awesome, Jermaine Clements. Isn't he?
July.
I want to see him in the MCU.
Goodbye.
But anyhow, right? Okay, so.
Leggy blonde.
Hey, whoa, let's keep a lid on
Sorry,
this.
I'm
So,
so
Sorry, guys.
are we all dissatisfied with Skrillex? And I'm not dissatisfied with Skrillex.
Suicide
But
Yeah,
Rick
Squad.
but
Ross.
you know what? I don't understand more.
Why don't you understand more?
Jared Leto is in a band.
Oh yeah.
He
But would you
can
really want a 30
sing.
seconds tomorrow song for Suicide Squad?
I'm not
We're in
saying
the
it.
Suicide
Wait,
Squad.
wait, it's gonna be worse
Did
than
I
Skrillex.
say?
Put some
If they
violins in the
said
back. Put
tomorrow
some
song-
fucking violins in the back.
They didn't have violins in the back.
We're in the
Implied
Suicide
violence.
Squad.
Nah,
If
oh,
all
I
six
hate
Xbox,
violence.
yes,
I
I
won
am.
an Oscar, so
Yes,
I
I am.
rock.
And she's proud as well.
I
By
am.
looks of it.
Suicide
Fuck
Squad.
yous all. Fight me.
Suicide Squad.
I'll take all of you.
The tag.
You boat boy.
All right, listen,
I'd
listen,
say yacht
listen.
twat, to be honest.
I
Let's
think we
get
just
down to the brass
sung
tacks
through
here.
the
Joker's
sweetest
going to be
arguments.
in the fucking music video.
What
He's
are they
going to be
doing?
in a Rick
What's
Ross
he
music
doing?
video, which means that what he's likely going to be doing is he's going to be in a big fucking chair staring at a bowl of gold fruit, hanging out with his change and his damage tattoos, whilst Rick Rock just comes on and goes, "The Joker got a green hair, nigga." Like, is this really
And
something that
it's
excites
back.
anyone?
Nah,
I don't think this
please
excites Rick Ross's accountant. What? Who? What?
Oh my god,
what?
yeah. This
Why?
song is not going to make any
What?
money.
What's
Oh,
like?
no.
No,
None
it won't make
whatsoever.
any money. God, just fuck Rick Ross in his big old fucking asshole. Because yes, don't work for me. Don't work for me at all. Skrillex
Nope.
though, Skrillex, I'm cool. I've
Don't be
actually
a
like.
twat, Paddy.
If you look, there's a clip online of Skrillex at like some hotel party months ago where he actually played the track, and you get to listen to like 30 seconds of it. It didn't sound that great, and this is coming from like someone who is kind of a fan. But yeah, I just hope when it comes to it, Skrillex's beat is a little
I will
more than
forever
Rick Ross's
just know
lyrics.
Skrillex as Sonny Moore from the band from First to Last.
Ah, yes.
Back when he was pretty much the king of emo MySpace.
Very knowledgeable you are, Natalie. Well done.
I've got all me.
Goth
all me-
points to Nat.
Yes.
All right.
Wake me up inside.
Wake me up.
Can't wake up.
I can't
Talk
wake
about that.
up.
That was the only bad thing about the Daredevil film. I loved it besides.
I actually
I-
defend
I-
Daredevil.
I
Heavy
liked the
soundtrack.
director's cut. The theatrical cut
I haven't
can
seen
suck him a
that.
dick.
I haven't seen the. I mean, you've got so many good actors there. You've got fucking Michael C. Clarke, Duncan Clark, Arthur C.
He's dead
Radio
now.
Tarama. What's his name? Wait, Michael
Taronga
Clark
Leela?
Duncan.
Yeah, yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan. It's great. He gives one of the best lines of the fucking Marvel bad guy. You were born in the Bronx, Wesley. This is something you won't understand. It's just brilliant. He adds so much sort of character to it. I thought it was a good film. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Well, you can be wrong.
Colin Farrell
but,
just chewing the scenery. But sorry, go on.
Colin Farrell was a highlight
So-
of that
He
film
was
for
so
me
good.
personally.
Let's get a Gus. Can I pour
When he
this in
fucking
the
flicks that
albinity?
peanut into that bird's throat.
But he's
Oh,
there
she's
just-
just sleeping. Don't
Just
worry about
laughing
it.
at his own
Alright,
jokes
so
'cause he
let's
knows no
bottle-
one else will
aye.
find him funny.
Let's bottle the acid here.
I love that film. I was obsessed with it.
Let's bottle the acid here and ask the question of truth, which is, what the fuck? is the
Cheery or
question?
weary about
Yeah,
this
cheery
Skrillex,
or weary
Rick
on
Ross.
Skrillex and Rick Ross doing the Suicide Squad song and Jared Leto being in the video for said song.
It makes me feel fucking miserable that you've even just read that out.
I know,
I know.
that's a sentence
So,
that
we
I
I
feel
toes,
miserable
toes,
reading
forever,
it.
forever.
It's not my
Oh,
style.
It's got to be weary, hasn't it? Because that's just
Kinda has to be.
sad all round.
There are so
Yeah,
many
it
better
is.
rappers nowadays that
Yeah,
would easily
totally.
take the fucking
Get
job.
Method Man. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
Get him in the film and
fucking
rap
right.
for it.
You know, Common's in the fucking movie. I don't even
No
like
way.
Common as much anymore, but he was a damn good lyricist in his heyday.
He was dank.
He was dank, and he just won an Oscar for that bullshit song in, what was that? Oh, that great movie about MLK. Selma.
Selma, yeah.
Yeah,
With
great movie. The only thing I didn't like...
David Oyelowo. Oh,
David
Oyelowo.
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 Oyelowo. Oyelowo.
Why are you
Oyelowo.
guys all looking
He's
at me like I'm gonna give you fucking confirmation?
No, I
I'm
was
not
just-
African.
Jack's in the way.
I'm
trying
not
to- I'm
African.
trying to look at what your reaction. Anyway, so in that movie, honestly, the only thing that made me like, oh god, that wasn't good, was the song at the end. When the credits start rolling, they
In
bring
Selma.
that song in. Yeah, the song that John Legend and Common put together for it is very, very just.
Mediocre.
It's just it's schmaltzy in its lyrics. It's like the way
Good
he
use of
says
the word
things like.
schmaltzy, I like that.
He just, I mean, obviously, I honestly, I can't remember the lyrics right now. I'll have to come in and like talk more about this at some point. But it's just like the lyrics were very, just kind of, you know the way like a song, especially if you're referencing people like Rosa Parks in a song and
You gotta be
Martin Luther
tasteful about
King.
it.
Yeah, you got to do it in a very powerful way. Something like the way Jay-Z would turn it into 5 metaphors and he would explain it in 5 different ways. You know, that kind of thing. Whereas Common just comes up and he's like, he says things along the lines like, "This is why Rosa Parks died, and this is why MLK sat."
Rosa Parks brought the fuss when she sat at the front of the bus.
But the glory thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alisdair Reid rapping here, the most middle-class white kid you'll ever see. Fiddle rap.
The glory thing, the way that's orchestrated is powerful. If it wasn't the actual chorus, is pretty. It's just
What are we
schmaltzy.
talking about?
We're
Anyway,
talking about
but-
Rick Ross.
But my
and
point is
Skrillex.
that Common, you know, still he won an Oscar for that, so he's Oscar bait now, man. He's in the fucking movie. Why
Aye.
is it they chose to bypass him and they went straight to Rick Ross, the guy who just talks about
Because
jewelry?
Rick
DC
Ross, anyway.
needs to sort its fucking act out, that's why.
I know you
Once
keep
again,
saying
though,
this, but you know what?
regardless of whether you like 30 Seconds to Mars or not, Jared Leto can sing. They have a
Just wanna
Yeah,
play.
they
They
have a
can't
singer
fucking rock.
in the
Imagine
cast.
Method Man.
Margot
Yeah, no, it's
Robbie
ridiculous.
can also sing.
Why didn't
They
they
have
have, like-
so many singers in the cast.
Why didn't they have like a rap artist featuring with 30 Seconds to Mars?
Yeah.
That would, yeah, but I mean,
I mean, I fucking.
No,
I
that
but
love
might
like-
not be
but-
too
No,
good.
but write them with like a song like that'd be better suited to the Suicide Squad. Just have 30 Seconds to Mars like to play it. Sort
Yeah,
of
I
thing.
mean, I'm not denying. Sorry, brother. I'm not denying. Like, you need a bit of a ratchet ass fucking tune for a film like Suicide Squad. But fucking Rick Ross is too ratchet. They've went too ratchet. You never
Yeah.
go full ratchet. Like the most ratchet you should go is like Ill Sweatshirt or fucking Childish Gambino or you know
Oh,
or
you gotta
ASAP
love-
Rocky. That's the most ratchet you
Don-
should go.
Donald Glover. Is
Donald
it?
Glover.
Is
Is
Childish
it- it's not
Gambino
Donald
considered
Glover,
ratchet?
Donald Glover was the guy who fucking
Danny Glover.
Da-
Danny
Glover
Glover's
was
the
it's
old
Donald
guy.
Glover. It's
Donald
Donnie Glover and
Glover's-
Danny Glover, fucking
Yeah.
community.
I like
shout
Donald
out, by
Glover.
the
He's a
way.
bit
I like
weird
Donald
on the
Glover.
topic of like white people, but I like him a lot. Like
I think
Oh,
I
fuck
think
white
that's
people.
because you are a white person.
no, honestly,
He's
if you
just-
ever,
I
he's
think
if
that
you
is
ever-
because you are a white people.
if you ever get a
chance.
chance, like watch an interview with him on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God and stuff, where like Charlemagne the God starts asking him about like some of like the race talk that he talks about in his songs, and he's got some powerful stories about like being with his parents once, and like a police officer just came over and like told him that like, you know, he might die tonight and shit. Like he's but the thing is, like, the way he talks about race, like he actually wishes he was white. He thinks that like to be white is to be the best thing in the world, and I just don't agree with that. Like if you watch the interview, you'll get the full context. But anyway, besides that, his acting, his singing, his music, like, because The Internet was one of the best rap albums of, I think it came out 2 years ago, of that year. It was epic. Childish Gambino's got fucking, like,
Yeah,
he could have put together.
Kendrick!
But
Get
that's-
Kendrick
you gotta
on
watch-
it!
Get
We love
Kendrick.
Kendrick!
Yeah,
Not
but
to
Kendrick's a
mention
bit
his
too powerful for it, isn't he?
No.
Like, I mean, he'd make a way better song than Suicide Squad would ever, like, need. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Not to
I
mention,
don't think he would.
not even mentioning his fucking incredible performance as a sort of
Yeah.
star fucking role in Community, which is just one of the fucking best shows that there's fucking been in
The
21st
Martian?
century.
He was pretty good in The Martian.
He was good in The Martian. You know that bit, right, in The Martian where he kind of this is really weird. It feels like when you watch it, it's this really weird, horrible, cliche bit where he's talking to some guy and then he just like trips over, and apparently that was like legitimate. That's all right.
Sorry, Alisdair.
Sorry,
I was
I got
distracted
fucking
then for a moment.
sidetracked. There was-
What
there
was
was
the
business.
basic thesis of what you said?
Donald Glover, there was this incredible bit in The Martian, which I watched it and I was like, oh, that's really hackneyed and cliched, where he kind of
Where he
wakes
falls
up and
over.
he falls over, and that was
And it was
legitimately
in
in
the
it, and he
scene.
just
That
got
just
up
happened,
and played
didn't
it.
it?
He's
Yes.
great. No, we're one of the fucking topic of The Martian. How fucking weird is it that you've got Boromir sitting in a fucking conference room talking about the Council of Elrond
Talking
in a
about
film
Lord of the
about
Rings.
fucking going to Mars?
That was one of the. That
It was
awesome.
really great. It was really fucking good. I loved it.
I was so surprised a lot of people didn't notice that. Like, I suppose maybe you don't. Like, not everyone remembers the name of the fucking where the council meeting was, do they?
I did.
Oh, the Elrond.
I remember
Elrond is
everyone
fine.
does.
would remember Elrond.
I haven't
Fuck
actually
you.
And they
watched The
fucking
Martian.
explain it afterwards, like, oh, it's from Lord of the Rings, and I was like, that's might be a bit forced.
Tried to defend them, but you guys are taking me down. They're all dicks. They didn't get the reference. Fuck them.
What reference?
The Martian reference.
Okay,
To
okay.
Elrond.
Everyone will get
L
a Lord of the Rings reference.
Elrond Hubbard. Elrond Hubbard. Ladies and gentlemen, we've
Scientology.
If we
We
were going to
got a
censor
new
it before,
victim,
we're gonna-
bitch.
Very quickly, did you
OJ,
see,
you
have you seen
safe.
Preacher, by the way?
Yes, I have.
How great was
I
it? Tom Cruise
fucking
died. Just
loved
wanted
it.
to say.
Yes,
it in
and it
that
was just
episode.
there in the background.
Fantastic.
How good is fucking Joseph Gilgan?
Fantastic,
In the
brilliant.
role
Honestly,
he's
like,
fucking
anyone-
brilliant. I can't think of anybody else who would have been
Yeah.
able to do it.
Anyone
Now
out
you've seen
there
it.
who hasn't seen it yet, check that shit out because
And read the
I
fucking
you know.
original. Is it Warren
Yeah.
Ellis or Garth Ennis?
Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis. It's fucking
No doubt.
hilarious.
Honestly, it is a very
Dark,
polarizing
horrible.
show. It's either you love it or you do not like it. But check it out, man. See what you think.
It definitely picked
Very
up with
ballsy.
episode 2 after the pilot, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I haven't seen episode 2 yet, so I'll get back
It's
to that.
good. It's
Anyhow, okay, so cheery or weary on Suicide Squad, Skrillex, and
Are we
fucking
still
Rick
on
Ross.
this?
Wary.
Yeah, we've been on it for about half
Have
an
we?
hour.
No, I don't think we voted though, did we?
Wary.
Oh,
No.
we did well.
I'll
Jerry-
chop
Weary.
this. I'll chop
Weary.
this down.
Bury it.
Weary Weetos all round, I suppose. Is that what it is? Fucking
Weetos all
Weetos and
round.
you fiber.
I'm going
fucking
bran flakes.
guys. All right, so it's
Nasty
time to play
grim
our first
cereal.
game. Get it a bit more ratchet
Oh,
up in this
yes.
motherfucker. Oh! So, are you people ready for the game?
Yes.
That goes by the name of.
I was born Eddie. They changed my name legally to Alisdair afterwards.
Bitch.
A pitch is a pitch, bitch.
Right, you all know the rules of the game, right?
No.
Yeah, man.
Alisdair, you a bit unclear?
First fucking day.
Okay,
man.
okay. For you this time, newbie.
Alisdair,
Here's
you
how it
won.
goes, right? I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give you a pitch, right? Which I've given to you before the show, so you can think on. Now, what you have to do is you have to pitch me your idea for the question. And then you have to basically spend 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how I like the debate going, on tearing the ass of each other's arguments and proving why yours is the best. Even if you have to lie, cheat, and steal, just like Liza Minnelli. You have to do it. It has to be done. Cabaret was
whore.
still pretty good, though.
Dare
Okay,
you?
so
Dare you?
our
Lucille
first-
Estero. How dare you?
our first pitch is this, okay? I want you to pitch me in honor of the Batman vs Superman extended cut trailer being released, whether we should be excited or not. Now, have we all seen it? I've got it here, if not.
I haven't seen it.
Alisdair has
Let's
it?
I
see
have
it.
not seen it.
Okay, let's play it.
We're gonna have a live stream
Let's
of me
reiterate.
watching something that you can't see. This is gonna be good. I should have watched this. This is
Are we
terrible.
gonna
my
get to
research.
move on from Batman vs Superman soon?
No.
Is that what
Never.
we're-
DC's never going to be
Probably
able
not.
to move on, so we're never going to be able to move on. That's a stain.
That's
I'm a
true.
DC fanboy, and I am deeply unhappy with what they're doing. Deeply, deeply.
Okay.
All I know about it that is fucking that makes me laugh is there's this bit where Superman's like, "Oh, who's she? Is she with you?" And Batman's like, "Oh, I thought
You
she
know-
was
you
with
know-
you." And it's
you
like
know-
apparently in the film he literally.
Have
Oh,
you
yeah,
not
he's
seen the
emailed
movie?
her.
I haven't seen it.
He
Ruin it
emailed-
for me, fucking
Yeah,
ruin that
emailed
shit.
them, was all like...
He emailed her, asking her to
And it's
come.
like, "Oh, I thought she was with you." No, you fucking asked her to be there.
You've
I
met
know.
her several times!
At least we now know the power of Gmail. I mean, Gmail can sort out a doomsday scenario.
I know, I would have loved it if she would have just turned around and been like, really
I'm on
offended.
Yahoo. I'm sorry.
And but he emails her as Bruce Wayne, not as Batman.
Yeah, probably.
Then
Okay,
again-
anyway,
okay.
so, right, we've seen the trailer now, all right? We've watched it for anyone who didn't. Okay, so, in honor of Batman vs. Superman's extended cut trailer being released, should we be excited or not? And we're starting with Nat. So, Nat, give it to us, man. Are you excited or not?
Well, I think everyone knows my thoughts on Batman vs Superman, as I have voiced them many times and incredibly loudly. And no, we should not be excited for the extended cut because, in my opinion, the flaws aren't like with the film. It's with the fundamental changes to characters that we know and love and have been attached to for so many years, and they just ruin them. 3 hours is too long for it, but not long enough for them to fix all the messes that they made. It's not going to be fixed by just slapping an R rating on and have Batman stabbing more people. It's not going to work.
Okay, Nat, let's move on to you, Jack. Should we be excited or not? What do you think?
We should not be excited about this bleak mistake. This is, as I said before, this is DC. Seriously, it's showing that there's cracks, that they're being destroyed, and this might... if they don't sort this out soon and get a good film that people like and start being able to replicate it, they didn't have to enter the fucking film thing. I understand Marvel was doing their own thing and smashing it with all their own films, but DC... this could be the undoing of DC Comics, and this could actually bankrupt a lot of things. You don't need to do films if you're not going to do them right. Just stop it. And I'm a DC fanboy, so that hurts to say.
Okay, fair enough. Alisdair, what do you think?
Right, my first comment would have to be on Zack Snyder as the director. I haven't seen this film and I haven't seen Superman Returns, but he strikes me as someone who's very competent with.
Do you mean Man of Steel?
Man of Steel.
Yeah,
Superman
go on.
Returns was
Anyhow.
the really bad one.
Yeah,
But the one with
that was
Kevin
the Bryan
Spacey
Singer one.
was that the one with Kevin Spacey?
Yes,
The
that was that
Superman.
one.
Okay, yeah, no, I saw that in 3D, IMAX in
Really?
Manchester.
Wow.
tuning in
Poor
to
you.
hear that. So okay.
Anyhow, continue.
Okay. Anyhow, the thing is, like, when you watch like the first teaser trailer for it, I think I sat around with a few friends. We were very excited about the way that they seem to be tackling all these sort of themes of fascism and like Superman becoming a god. And I definitely do think that Zack Snyder is a capable enough director and a sort of screenwriter, consultant, whatever you want to call him, as far as the scripts concerned. We'll fucking edit that. It's okay.
No, we won't. Continue.
I think he's a competent enough director, and I think what he was going for was, I think he was trying to sort of mimic what he did with Watchmen, where he was using a source material that was heavily sort of ironic and arguably like a pastiche of, pastiche. Doesn't get on me. Like a pastiche of, like superhero tropes.
What's pastiche mean?
Pastiche
God.
means. Okay, you get your
This
fucking-
week on Jack Lane's a new way.
Get your fucking pen and paper ready, everybody. A pastiche is where you emulate the themes and tropes of a certain time period. As far as I understand it, this is what it means.
What flavours
So,
does it come in?
it comes in. This comes in strawberry.
Comes in good, bad, and Schindler's
It
List.
comes and goes is what it comes. What is it does? But Zack Snyder, I think the image that he had for making Batman vs Superman. I mean, saying this, I haven't seen the film, but what I was excited about was him exploring all these sort of fascistic elements, and I think there was a much of a bigger thing that Zack Snyder wanted to make with with that film than he actually got the chance to do, and it comes down to the fact that is it down to studio involvement why the film was that bad? Was it down to Zack Snyder being a bad director? I mean, I hate to say this because I know he's got his limits as a director, Zack Snyder, but I do enjoy his films intensely.
Yeah.
And I think Watchmen is one of the best fucking superhero films there's ever been. And the fact that they're doing like an extended cut hopefully makes me think that they might be able to resurrect some of the stuff that might have been lost.
Do you think then? Are you excited? Or
I mean, I wasn't excited enough to go see the original film, so I don't know whether. But I mean, if it came to the point where I was watch it and there was a director's cut, I would watch that over the original theatrical release.
Fair enough. Okay, I can dig that. Right, well, it is time to fight then, peoples. So, go for it, whoever's
I
first.
saved all my fights.
You just fucking.
Go.
I know I saved all my
You
fights.
just fucking rambled for like 5 minutes.
I'm
so
sorry, I
all
don't-
of your
Yeah,
stuff.
I
but
don't
he
know the
said
formula.
fascism, so we
I
had
don't
to
know the
listen.
formula.
Now we get to
Yeah.
rebuttal. We each get a turn to
Okay.
fight to either progress your own argument further or.
Well, I think
someone
Jack's
else's.
proven that we don't get a turn. We take it.
We
take
yell
it.
at each other and
Go
hope
on,
for the
it's
best.
5 minutes of fighting. Go.
Like,
Pick apart everyone else.
Jack freaking high five me because we're just on the same page.
That was a sweet high
Ow.
five.
Oh, it looked pretty.
Broken
Well,
finger.
since you guys are very, very much on the same page, you just can join forces for a point each.
Please do.
Suck a
For this
dick!
round.
No allies! No
Okay.
surrender!
Alright, well, if you don't join forces, one of you will lose.
I don't give a fuck.
Jack, this could be like your first
I-
and only point.
Were you quoting Galaxy Quest just then?
A
sorry,
bit.
sorry.
A bit. It was
Never give up.
Was
Never
he?
surrender.
Was he?
By the hammer, by Grabthar's hammer, what
Right.
a saving.
I don't see any fighting.
Here's
but
what I'm
motherfuckers
saying.
better start
What?
swinging.
I'm about to MC first, so someone lay down a sick beat.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bunny Rabbit.
Bunny
Give it to
Roberts.
us.
No, I thought it was it was Colonel Hertz, wasn't it?
Colonel
That's just Robson's
Colonel
name,
Hertz
isn't
on the mic.
Right.
Colonel Hertz
DJ,
with
Let's
a
fuck
E.
this
spin
whole
that
rap
shit.
battle scenario off. Right. The thing is, Alisdair, right, you haven't actually seen it.
I know.
The main problem with... Stop it, please, Paddy. The main problem with this film wasn't actually the director, the deco, any of the actual screenplay or what people are talking about. It's the fact that the characters of Batman especially have got certain ideals that are programmed deep into Batman fans. And that's that Batman, one, his first rule is that he doesn't kill, and his second rule is that he doesn't use a gun. And he does both of these things in the film.
Sounds sick.
Within like the
I
first
want
like
to see this film.
30 minutes, and you're just like,
Yeah, he blows a guy
okay.
up.
It is fun.
He
though, when
straight up
does.
kills a lot of people. Superman also, after killing someone, which is another one of his ideals, he doesn't kill. He snapped someone's neck in the last film, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, played by Michael Shannon. Was that
Yeah,
so?
man.
Yeah, he
Great
needed to
performance
though.
by
Michael
great
Shannon
actor.
was being a dick. He was going to kill a
gi-
quintessential American family.
He was going to kill a few people he didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He was going to laser them.
And
he couldn't
Superman
have
would
just,
be
like,
responsible.
freeze-breathed his face or flew him up. He had them in like a
Or
fucking
put him in that
master lock.
plastic S.
I'll be honest. They should have had a few more
Put him in
moments
a
of Superman
fully
And
saving
loaded
people.
2D special
also,
effect and send him
Superman in
flying
this
off
film
the place.
has flew someone through about 8 walls, and he says he didn't kill them. He totally killed them. And
You
also,
played Arkham Knight. Batman in your own hands has killed a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
no, he does. No,
He does.
Batman
I
in
mean,
my
he
hands
puts
has
over
never
people.
killed anyone.
Yeah,
I
but
am a
he's
true
not in your
predator.
I'm
hands.
looking at you right now with those crazy eyes,
I'm a
Jack.
true predator. I am a true detective.
Anyway, yeah,
Sorry.
so like, I'm with Jack on this one. It's because they changed the base element
He's
of
joining
what these
forces or not?
characters existed.
No.
No.
Okay. No,
I'm gonna
no
twist the knife
forces.
in a second.
Continue. Well, you can rebut when
Rebut
that's
all you
that's
like.
diverse.
Can I
Nats?
rebut all I like?
Well, you finished that.
Whatever. I just think this is a bad idea.
You don't like it.
I don't like it. But then
What-
I
but
don't like
did,
Batman.
did
v
nothing
Superman.
in the new trailer?
No, we are joining
Excite-
forces.
No, nothing. Because it just feels
I just
like
thought it
more
out.
of the same hammy shit that I've already seen. Why the fuck do I want to see it again?
Yeah,
I
but-
sat through 2.5 hours of that film and it was the most tedious 2.5 hours.
It went
of
on
my
too
life.
long already, and the film was just for such a built-up, phenomenal story that it could have been, and something that I was
agree with you.
fucking
Alright,
foaming at
so-
the gash for.
All right. So before Alistair jumps in, like, can I just confirm once and for all? Are you joining forces or
Yes.
Yeah.
not? All right. Fucking hell.
That wasn't
Right,
my fault.
Alistair.
It was Jack.
I was being a
Alistair,
shit
you
job, man.
confusing motherfuckers.
Okay, my
Alistair,
rebuttal
take the
to
reins.
that would be that you're saying that the main problem with the film was the way that they portray sort of Superman as
The way
and
they-
Batman as these sort of dark agents of chaos kind of thing.
No, like,
Can
I-
is that? Sorry, no. I mean, if you could say it better in a sort of concise soundbite.
No,
that'd
like,
be better.
Batman is like a dark
Concise
agent of
soundbite.
chaos, but he doesn't murder. Like, full stop. He never murders.
Every
I'm
once
with
in
you
a
on
while he
Batman.
does.
I'm with
The
you on
whole
Batman.
point is that in these situations within which they've killed in the film as well, there's other ways they could have done it. They've killed because they wanted to kill.
okay,
There's
my-
a ways out, and these characters in the comics, in 50 years or whatever the fuck it's been, in years of comics, don't kill. Yeah, every now and then there's a story where Batman kills, but it's always a what if, or it's not Bruce
Or he's
Wayne
got
as
very
Batman.
deep regret over it.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
the thing is,
become
this
the big
this
thing.
pussy to me,
this is
to
the
me.
main representation of the DC universe that we're meant to get.
Okay, well, we'll give Alistair some allotted
Okay.
time. What do you
Right,
say?
I
Baz?
give
I give you.
What are you gonna say to
Batman.
that?
I'll give you that. And to be honest, it's not one of my areas of expertise. I don't even know what this shit is really. I don't know why they invited me on the show because I don't know fucking my left from my right. But well,
film guy.
talking about. Thank you very much. Yeah, Batman, fair enough. I mean, this is a guy with a dark past, and he has this, and he's a well-loved character, Batman. And we've seen him in loads of films where it's proven time and time again that he can do his job without killing people. But when it comes to Superman, one of the things that I feel that is a little bit interesting about the Superman sort of mythos is that he was great when it was a Christopher Reeves played
Yes,
him back in the
yeah,
day,
yeah.
broke his neck, the Superman curse. We won't go into that another podcast. But back when he played him, it was allowed to have this sort of campy aesthetic where he would kind of wear the spandex and he'd be like, is that a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Superman. You cannot do that in the 21st century. The
agree.
cinematic aesthetic of superheroes has been brought so low and so dark that you cannot have a man in blue spandex with red underwear and a big thing posted on his chest who has the ability to do literally everything that Jesus probably wished that he could do.
Yeah, alright, Grant.
No, hang on, wait. I'm sorry now because you haven't
I know,
had a
I
lot
want
of chances to
arguments.
speak and I've talked over you.
He's
but
punched back
my
here.
my last thing is that as far as the Batman, as far as the Superman character goes, there's no way that you can have a Superman who is true to the way that comic book lovers would love him because he is too all-powerful and we live in an age where he is though. I mean, he shoots lasers out of his eye. He can literally turn back time by flying around the earth. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
considered
Able to.
canon or not. Is that canon? I don't know. We're gonna.
I'm
go to Paddy
considering
first.
it canon, and don't
Okay,
forget
well-
super ventriloquism.
But despite that, my argument is that basically Zack Snyder, I think, probably. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen the film, so I don't know why you're even listening to me when I say this. But Zack Snyder, what I think he wanted to do, if you watch the first teaser trailer, is portray this sort of interesting dynamic where Superman becomes sort of corrupted by his own fascistic police state force. That he has the ability to be judge, jury, and executioner times 10. And I'm with you on the Batman. I'm with you on the Batman front. But as far as like Batman doesn't need to kill people. I mean, there's great ways that you can go about that kind of shit. I mean, that's one of the great things that people love about Batman and Spider-Man as well, is that he has the ability to sort of incapacitate his bad guys. But when it comes to Superman, I don't think that there's really a place for Superman in the 21st century superhero films, to be honest, because he's too overpowered and his core beliefs are so outdated that it just wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
I mean, you were complaining about I don't say you were complaining. I mean, you were just voicing your grievances about Michael Shannon getting his fucking neck snapped to Zod. I haven't seen that film. That sounds fucking incredible. Are you kidding?
It is.
Fucking Superman just destroys pretty much half a city, killing
an
about
entire
half
city.
a million people in the process, and then goes about snapping Michael Shannon's neck.
Put it out
That sounds like the Superman
They
that
put it out,
needs to be.
apparently only 5,000 people.
Oh no,
died
they
in
cover that, don't they? In the
Bollocks.
Batman vs Superman, they managed to evacuate them at the last minute.
Yeah, but
probably
like,
not.
yeah,
Sorry, go
I
ahead. That's
understand
rebuttal finished.
I understand that the campy aspect doesn't really work in the modern like age that we're living in, but he drained Superman of any semblance of character that he had whatsoever and made him the most dull, lifeless, limp, fucking wet fish you've ever seen on film. They literally just took
Fucking
everything
white
away.
bread,
If you
bro.
don't mind
Yeah.
the interjection,
What?
if you don't mind the
White
interjection,
bread.
I don't want to put you on the spot
Go
here.
for it.
How would you do it in the 21st century?
Right,
How would
actually,
you update,
I'm about
like,
to
the
take
Superman?
over for the
We're
team
not,
here.
okay. Are you going to
Okay,
pass the
Jack
buck?
and Bill.
I'm gonna
We're
tag
going to pass the
Jack in.
buck.
Jacoby, you've been tagged
He
in.
just did
Speak
a
of your
lovely little
mind.
pirouette.
I
You
just
didn't
did a
see that.
fucking beautiful pirouette.
It was fantastic.
The thing is, you can do Superman, but the whole thing is that you don't have to do it with him being vulnerable on a personal level. You do it on a sort of more emotional, physical.
But if he doesn't have that, then what vulnerabilities does he have? Because
The fact that
his
he is-
eye can turn away bullets.
His own mental restrictions in the fact that he is basically a god, and the amount of weight that lies on him is that he can't save everyone, but everyone blames him for it. And the thing is, because he's such a nice guy, he takes all of this in. And when people blame him, when people hate him, that he couldn't save them,
It's your
he
fucking
takes it in.
Jesus
But hold
The
on,
guy,
but
the
let me
guy
ask.
is basically
But
an
don't you-
American messiah.
But don't you think that the Zack Schneider universe has touched upon themes like
Yeah,
that?
it has
Wait,
touched
okay,
upon themes
wait,
like
wait,
that,
hold
but
on,
not
hold on,
well.
let me-
One second before you say that, when you say that Superman is the American Messiah, are you saying that he is the Mormon second coming?
No,
is
he's-
that what,
No,
is
no,
that
like
what
that.
Superman is?
We wouldn't go that
Because
hard.
if that's the case, I think there's a fucking
No,
fan
there's a
theory.
case
Yeah,
Case
Lois
study-
Lane is one of 9 wives.
There's a case study which says that basically fables and folklore, the fact that America's such a new nation, they needed to
Oh,
invent their
absolutely.
own fables and folklore. And what did they do that with? They did it with comic books. And that's where all of
It's
this
very
comes
true,
from.
it's very
A
true.
lot of Japanese, like manga and stuff, everything draws from folklore. But the thing is, because of America finding its own culture, but only finding it so recently.
Jack's getting smart.
Dropping loads.
But only
It's great,
finding it so recently. Oh yeah, I'm dark side. I've just got a secret weapon. But only finding it so recently is that they've invented all of these. So they've put all of these paradigms and all of these archetypes that people are in. You're not meant to applaud me. I'm destroying.
I'm sorry. I love getting beaten by
Yeah,
someone
let
with a
him keep going,
spectacular
let him keep
vernacular.
going.
Paradigms and archetypes.
Speak the
Paradigms
truth,
and
Malcolm.
archetypes that are in traditional folklore and fairy tales and, you know, even religious text that people have had for years, but they put them into superheroes, and it's a modern retelling of all of that.
You can,
And that's how
No,
you do a good
I'm with you.
Superman.
But
I'm
once
not
again,
gonna-
you haven't answered
But
the
how-
question.
but how
Hold
would
on,
you do
Alisdair,
that in the
Alisdair, hold
21st
on,
century?
hold on.
Sorry, go,
You haven't
Paddy.
answered the question though.
How
Don't
would
you feel like you can drop the mic if you want? Don't you feel like
no.
Zack Schneider's universe has touched upon those
It
themes and
hasn't
elements you're
touched
talking
upon
about?
it well.
Well, the
But
whole
but
argument
can you
just
argue?
said,
Can
"Oh, I
you,
want this and I want that," but I want it good. Like, but okay, but
I'm
what's a
just saying,
good version of
I'm
it?
saying that this is how you do it.
I
This
think
is how you
that's-
do it well.
that's what he
Don't
wanted
just
to do,
dip
though,
your
Zack
toe in
Snyder.
the pond. Fucking jump in.
So you
I
want
mean,
to kill more people?
you can't say that that's not what Zack Snyder wanted to do with Batman versus Snoopy Man. But wait, okay, we're doing a Peanuts
No, he didn't.
crossover.
He made the shithead. He made
No,
the
but I mean,
shithead
this
21st
is the
century
guy.
action flick.
This is the guy who came off the back of Watchmen, where we had the likes of Dr. Manhattan, and tackling these sort of narrative, socio-political issues of like what it actually means to be a Superman. I think there's a really good quote in it where Wally something, the guy who used to work with Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, says, I got misquoted. I didn't say that the Superman exists and he's among us. I said that God exists and he's among us.
Yeah.
And I think it's on all the mud that you want to sling at Zack Snyder, I still think that he's a competent director, and I still think he knows his source material. And I think what he wanted to make was exactly everything that we're complaining about, the fact that he didn't make.
But he didn't.
He
do it.
didn't make it, and
I feel like you've made that point, and like.
Okay,
and
no, I
it is a
have.
good
I
point,
reiterated
but
myself.
I mean, I got to hand it to you. You did pull it back like them for a minute, but if you can't square this circle, then I'm sorry, the round has to go to Alisdair. You've just basically.
He's just been
like,
kind
okay,
to
so
me.
this is your last chance. Like you've said to me, I think these things would make a good Superman film, and then we discussed the fact that those are the things that are in Zack
I'm
Snyder's
saying that
universe.
he's only-
And you're saying that he did a bad version of those. So tell me, what's the good version? If you can tell me that, then you get it.
Basically, as you touched on it, what Watchmen comes closer to it, but you need to go more into those aspects and those themes.
Is
You
it like
need-
more violent or dark?
No, not
or-
more violence or dark, more, not even imagery, but more, of a big scale and of a. You have to relate to the human aspects, but you also have to relate to the fact that they are bigger than everyone else at the same time. Watchmen
It's sort of
touches
Ayn
closer
Rand's
to it.
Sort of Incredibles thing.
Yeah,
You
The
know what I mean?
Incredibles.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Incredibles
Which
is
was-
probably the best Fantastic Four
I'm
film
sorry,
we're
I'm
ever
saying
gonna
it right
get.
now here. Alisdair Reid says that the best Pixar film that's ever been is The Incredibles. So fuck
Incredibles.
Yeah,
is
and we're getting a
amazing.
sequel.
Yeah.
Indeed
Oh,
we
I know,
are.
I can't wait
Indeed
for
we
that.
are.
Yeah, but like, if
Alright,
it's
any last thoughts before I make my decision?
Yeah, this round has gone
it's
on.
just that add on to the
Go on.
what would make it go. You have to show Superman more like with the mental anguish that he's internally fighting with himself over the fact that he is a god and he's got all this power, not just external powers are fighting him. You have to show the fight within himself, and I think that's how you do a good Superman.
Okay.
Down to you, Master.
Right. Then that
Call him
round is
Master.
over.
Let's suck his
Commander.
dick.
That round is over. Well done to you all. You brought it on a discussion I didn't expect
Jack
to be
was
long.
smart.
Jack
was
went
very
down
fucking-
paradigm. Can we
That was
get
like-
a fucking...
Have you ever seen that
It's
movie?
the only
Old
time I've
School?
ever used that word, and it's the only time
Paradigm's
I
an
ever will.
architect.
Have any of you ever seen?
Archetype's the architect.
I read it in a
Have
book.
any of you ever seen the movie Old School with Will Ferrell and all that? You remember
Yeah.
that
I know
back in the
of
day?
it, I-
Remember
Yeah.
that one scene where Will Ferrell goes to the debating competition and actually, like, for a moment blacks out and says the best thing ever? That
Yeah.
was you just then, sir. You just pulled an Old
He's gonna
School
wake
Will
up
Ferrell.
to find
Yes,
verbatim.
that's how you debate. That's what you just did, man. You got it in for the boys. Well done.
Got the jokes in
patronising
for the boys.
applause from the
And have you
fucking
seen my
captain.
notes? That was free balling,
On a
bitches.
toilet paper.
If you don't want us
Yeah.
to, it is. I've got it in my hand. It is a toilet.
Yeah, it's a
cardboard
Look at
toilet.
my
shit.
notes,
Can't
bitch.
look
I'm
at
not
his
looking
notes.
at it. No.
But anyhow, okay. So
And he
um,
said paradigm and
the
archetype.
round was good. The round was good. Lots of good terminology there, Jack. I'm proud of you. Your vocabulary is extending more than we ever thought.
First time he did this,
Right,
shit, he didn't
so-
even know what rebuttal
So
meant.
you started off right. You started off strong by basically pointing out just the flaws that were in Batman v Superman, and there are many. So like those points are founded. And then I don't know where Alisdair actually he hit his back and he gave some good knowledge on the optimism of Zack Snyder about his competency as a director, about what he's tried to do with the Batman v Superman universe, and that was baller. And then
Baller.
and then against all odds, he's fought back, and I got to give you that for fighting back. He's did well. You brought a little more. However, I was poised to ask you the question there about what you really meant about the themes and how you want them to be done, and I have to say that you pulled it out of your ass.
Yeah.
I gotta say, because
Yeah,
you
bro.
brought
Here,
up
here.
you brought
Here.
up the fact that it was the human element that was missing, which is right, because in those movies you don't really get a lot of a taste of what
Nope.
the humans like are really like, what they're really like. You don't get any emotional value out of the humans, just the superheroes. And then Nat also brought up the fact that it's got to be an internal mental struggle. That was a good point. Sorry, Alisdair. I've
Sorry
got to
to
give it
team
to
up.
the
Can
Sorry,
first
I just
round.
say?
Team up
Can I
on
just
it.
say
Yeah.
first off though? My brother is like really
Hard.
really,
He's gonna beat us up.
He's really fucking good mates with this girl who's engaged to marry Henry Cavill. So there you fucking have it.
What?
Oh.
Are we 2 degrees of
I
separation
might-
away from Henry
I
Cavill?
might Cavill on the show.
I might
I
actually
think
be
I'm
able to
friends.
go to fucking Superman's wedding.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no! Whoa, that's amazing.
So are you fucking?
I
Do
am
you want
gonna
to?
bomb
You
it
want to
and
rejudge
dress
that
up.
verdict,
Gang,
Paddy?
No, I'm not.
We need
No,
to start a
disclaimer, I am
petition
not.
to get fucking Henry Cavill on this show. Just do it, man. Go to
I'll
the
be able
wedding
to
and
do it.
proposition.
I mean, you've seen me. I'm a fucking smooth talker.
Oh, yes.
Sharp dresser, smooth talker.
Are you going to-
None
are
of
you
which
going
is
to-
Just go up to
applicable
him on
reality.
his wedding day.
Hey,
it's
do you want to
come
be on a
me the
shitty
day of my
podcast
daughter's
in a
wedding.
blunt smoking?
You probably
Yeah,
want to.
so-
You'll have a little break. Are you going to the wedding, Alisdair?
I mean, I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
Whoever
Get a selfie.
you
wedding,
know,
really.
is it one of your family members
Well,
who's
no,
going to
it's
the wedding?
my brother's, one of his best mates. I don't know her name. It's terrible. I've never actually met the girl, but
Yeah.
she is the fiance of Henry Cavill.
That is
But he
incredible.
grew up in the fucking Channel Islands.
Channel Islands,
So it's
yeah.
like, you know, he probably grabbed the first girl he
Mental.
could see that didn't look like
Yeah,
they
he's
were
from,
related to their mother immediately.
What's
via
the place called?
sistership.
It's the place that does the ice cream, the bitchin' ice cream. He is from.
That's where they're getting married.
He's from Jersey. That's where he's from.
Jersey.
Yeah,
Jersey.
the
Fucking,
place
yeah, no,
that does
Jersey.
Jersey
Queen.
in the Channel
Oh,
Islands.
yes.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm sucking up to the fucking
Dropping
quiz
knowledge.
master
I
here.
know.
Anyway.
to the
Sorry.
judge.
But
Anyway,
anyhow,
Nat,
but
we
yes,
both
well
have a
done
point.
for a scathing round.
Well done.
First
No,
point.
I've got to say.
First
well
point
done.
goes each to Jack and Natalie. Well done. You're on the
So
score.
we're at
1-1-0.
Sorry for team.
Still binary.
But please tell me I did a good job.
Oh, you did a fantastic job. Honestly, well done. The
Sorry
You're
for
right.
teaming up on you on your first
It's
go,
alright,
by
I
the
know,
way.
yeah. Thank you. I get a very
It's
patronising,
certainly
condescending
fitting,
clap.
certainly
That's
fitting for
brilliant.
the game. Let's see how you do with the rest
Thank
of
you
these,
very
pal.
much.
Okay, we go to our second round of Pitch Pitch, which is this. Considering the news about Channing Tatum leaving Gambit, pitch who should play Gambit if Channing Tatum leaves.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
are starting with Jack Beam. Give it to me, sir.
I'm free balling.
All right, then free ball. Free
Can
those
someone else
balls
go
all over
first?
this place.
I'll
No.
go first. I'd love to
Oh,
go
you don't
first.
want to go first, Jack?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'll go
Alisdair.
first on another round.
Are you still thinking about who you want?
Yep.
Alisdair, give it to me.
Yes, I am.
Right. The main problem with thinking who would be able to be Gambit or be able to be cast as Gambit is that as soon as you go through the sort of back catalogue of films that you've seen over the last few years, all the standout actors are already part of either the DC or the Marvel universe. It's so fucking hard to find somebody that is like somebody who hasn't necessarily been in them. So I've got 3 suggestions here, 2 of which I don't necessarily.
You only have to
believe in.
pick one.
You
gotta
have to
just-
pick one.
Can I go through the 2 that I like originally went with?
Yeah, of course, you can tell a story.
I was thinking. Hang on, sorry. We'll edit that out.
No, we
Um,
won't.
No, we won't.
We'll edit that out. I was thinking. You know, to add a bit of verisimilitude. I'm fucking drunk. Yeah, I'm a horrible alcoholic, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's happening right here.
You know what?
Okay.
Drop the mic, ladies and gentlemen.
You fucking did,
Right.
you did. It
I
was-
think Alisdair will love the drunk episode of this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a drunk
You
one
mean this
soon.
isn't the drunk episode?
No, we're doing it
No,
when we get
fuck
like
that.
royally
Well,
hammered.
royally.
Fucking
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be completely and utterly oh my god.
Lads, come on,
Indistinguishable.
pitch,
Okay.
get on with it.
We're going to fucking edit that out. Jamie Bell.
Jamie
Does
Bell.
anyone know Jamie Bell?
Of course
Yeah.
we
He
know
played
Jamie Bell.
Billy,
And,
Billy
yeah,
Elliot.
Billy Elliot.
Hang on. In
He was the thing
Billy
in Fan
Elliot.
Force Thick.
and he was. And the reason I know
It's clobbering time.
my second
then
my
ballet
second suggestion
shoes.
from
Yeah.
that sort of thing, going on the sort of theme of the fact that Fantastic Four is being completely and utterly disowned by every single studio. I guess
Indeed.
they're not doing a sequel.
Oh no, apparently
They're
they
trying.
really want to do a sequel.
Oh,
They're
no.
trying, but it won't work.
Okay, well, you've got Miles Teller and Jamie Bell, only because I think they're really talented actors and they're not attached to anything. But I feel like this is a bit of a cash-in because I've just seen the first 2 episodes and I really like it. But Dominic Cooper, the guy who plays
Preacher.
Jesse Custer in Preacher, I think he's nailed that sort of a easy-speaking, sleazy Southern. I mean, what state's he from? I said
In the
Texas.
show. He's English.
No,
but-
not Dominic Cooper. I mean Gambit.
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
New Orleans, yeah. The fact that he managed to play it so easy and so sort of convincingly, that role of Jesse Custer as the sort of semi-alcoholic man with a past who's got this smooth talking. I mean, you want to talk about smooth talking? He literally is the voice of God in Preacher.
Yeah, that is true.
So I might be sort of biased in the fact that I've just watched the first 2 episodes of it and I really loved it. I mean, this is coming from someone who was a die-hard fan of the Preacher comics. I think they've done really, really well to adapt it and modernize it in the way that they've done. And I would have to say that my final choice is Dominic Cooper as Gambit because I think he's
Okay.
a really good-looking chap and I think he could nail that sort of aesthetic. Plus, he's got that. Hopefully, by the end of Preacher Series 1, he would have enough of that sort of backing behind him.
Interesting. Well, I mean, he is a well-known actor as well. But yeah, good choice.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
well done, sir. Natalie, you are next up.
I have
And
pictures.
You look
if
very
I,
happy.
Can I get
You
my
have to.
pictures? Because
Of
I
course,
have.
you can get your pictures up.
I have.
I'll show them to the fans on the
She
thing
has.
on YouTube
She's had
afterwards.
this actually. You know what? She's so happy
This
this
has
came up.
been fan
She's
cast
had
in
this
my
casted
head
for about
for-
3
since
years.
about-
Why is it
fucking-
Nat already cast everyone before we even made this fucking
Because
show?
she does this.
Captain Marvel
Because
should
she
be
is in
this.
the wrong fucking job. You should be
Oh
in the
my god!
casting
Yeah,
agency.
seriously. I
Alright, you
genuinely
got your
should.
Pikachu's ready? Let's do
So,
it. Take it away, Nat.
my choice for Gambit would be Gaspard Ulliel, who is a French actor.
Uh-huh.
No shit.
Yeah, but
His name's Gaspard.
that's what he looks like.
Oh, I know that guy. What
Yeah.
show? What show
He's
is
the
he in?
Chanel man.
He's the
Oh my
Chanel
God,
man.
That's
okay,
the Chanel
wait.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. She's
Oh.
won. She's fucking
Hold on,
won.
hold on. Let her make
Ah,
her case.
damn
I'm
it.
here on my notes.
All right, give it to me.
One, he's actually French, so he wouldn't have to learn French to be Gambit.
Uh huh.
Two, he's incredibly committed to like his roles. Like he was in this film and he had to learn how to speak English and Hebrew for the film, and he did it both.
What was the film?
I can't remember. It was
Anyway,
it's
continue.
it's got a French title. I'll find it and send it to you later.
Okay.
He's 31, but looks amazing for 31 and
Yeah,
can literally
I'll fuck
play
him.
any age. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
He bears an uncanny resemblance to Gambit, as we've all seen.
Indeed.
Mainly starred in French films, but like the French films he starred in are like critically acclaimed, like
What's
French
he been
films.
in? I mean,
The Chanel adverts. That is
I'm a
all
bit
you
of a
need to
cinephile
know.
myself.
He was in Paris, I Love You.
Ah, Paris, je t'aime.
Yeah. if
That
you've seen
wasn't
that.
very good,
But
but-
No, I haven't.
a lot of the other titles I can't remember because I don't know French.
Was he in La Haine? Do you know?
I don't
Nah,
know,
that was
maybe.
Vincent Cassel. wasn't it?
Vincent Cassel, great fucking performance.
Indeed.
He was in Hannibal Rising and he played a young Hannibal
He was
Lecter.
the young cannibal. Yeah, he was.
Oh my
Very
god, no,
good.
he was
He learned
fantastic.
English for that film.
Don't help her.
Yes.
I'm
You
don't
meant to
sorry,
keep
fucking help
up
her.
a facade. of
Alisdair,
danger.
come
Even
on.
this point system, you
He-
fucking nailed
Anyway,
it.
Nats,
He
Nats,
learned
come
how
on.
to speak English for Hannibal, which proves that he'll go to any lengths
That's
for
true.
the film.
Does Gambit have to put on a Louisiana accent?
Yeah, that's
Well,
part of his
he
charm, isn't
speaks
it?
he goes into French a lot while he's talking like in the cartoons and
Uh-huh.
stuff. He says Manchetti
Right,
to like
course.
Rogue and stuff.
Okay.
But and
But
he
do you think
hasn't-
he could pull off a Louisiana accent?
Oh yeah, totally,
Okay.
totally.
Okay.
And I think this is like giving a massive boost to his American career.
Yeah.
Like he's been in like a couple of like little American films, but not in that like skyrocket him, and I definitely think he deserves to. And
Okay.
that's why he's
Fair
my
enough.
choice for
Interesting choice.
Gambit.
Well
Can I
done, Nat.
team
All
up
right.
with Nat on
No.
this?
Can you
Oh,
what?
You've already
No,
said that.
Gaspard is mine.
Jacobine.
Shit.
Speak of the truth.
I'm gonna cast my boy Paddy Smith.
What?
Gambit.
What?